Hey, what's up, everybody? Hate to interrupt your Pencils and Parsecs viewing experience. I just wanted to let you know firsthand that I apologize for some of the tech issues that happened at the beginning of this episode. We hold ourselves to a very high standard here, and I was not happy with some of the things that we ran into at the beginning, such as the audio duplication, stuff like that. Before we went live, everything sounded great. We were all set and ready to go. Something happened within our software that right after we went live, there was some duplication happening on an audio track that we could not find, and it took us about 30 minutes to isolate the problem and get it sounding the way we want it. So I wanted to personally apologize for that. Please stick with us. We are operating out of a new studio with new software, and things happen. It's live content, and first and foremost, we are a live content channel, not a YouTube channel. Our YouTube content is an afterthought that we just do for everyone to be able to see. We want people to experience this content live because that's where the energy is, but we understand not everybody can, and that's why we put it up on YouTube, but we still want to make sure we're hitting a certain quality standard. So I wanted to apologize firsthand. Sorry about that. We will get better every single week, and we are very confident in that, so stick with us. It doesn't affect the story in any way, which we also know is going to get better every single week. So enough of that. Hope you enjoy the episode. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Welcome to Pencils and Parsecs! Hey! I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be with you guys. I'm so happy to finally start this great adventure we're about to go on. Real quick for everyone who's watching at home, thank you for being here. Number one. Number two, thank you for all of the crew in the background that helped us with the opening scene that you saw and then the systems that we're going to go into. So thank you to everybody. Oh my God, it's Star Wars! I'm so excited. All right, so I'm gonna keep it short. So
I can't believe the crew built that ship. That was a great miniatures.
Amazing.
Yeah. That was
really good.
Yeah.
It was practical effects. It was really good.
Yeah,
it was really good
job, guys.
Yeah, we're doing it the old school.
Old school way.
Yeah.
Actually went up to space to film that.
That's
man.
Yeah,
That's the kind of commitment we can expect from people here at Hyper RPG. Is just actual space travel in order to get authentic shots of spaceships gliding through space.
Yeah. That's where all the budget's going? That seems like a waste of money, you guys.
Worth it.
Okay.
Worth it.
Yeah.
So first off, I'm your GM, Bert Jennings, narrative director at Turn Me Up Games and controller of the story as we go into it. So I'm excited to be here and just play around in Star Wars. But enough about me. I'm going to introduce the cast here in a second. For everybody who is new to this, we're going to be playing a homebrewed version of Edge of the Empire by Fantasy Flight. Excuse me. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We did a character creation last week, and guys, I seriously was just smiling for like 3 days. It was so much fun. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. Real quick, heading into this video that you are starting the session, there was a video kind of explaining the Pencils and Parsec participation mechanic. Basically, we've set up this awesome, amazing feature that allows you guys, as you're watching at home, to kind of affect the game in a certain sense. It's twofold. One is quite literally, as you kind of donate, you can do hashtag light side, hashtag dark side, and there's a little meter that's going to be a targeting computer that's going to go either to the light side or to the dark side, and depending at certain points within the session, that will have a direct effect on the game and you guys as the players. So dark side in this case is me, the GM. Light side is you guys, the players, for sake of kind of contextualizing that. That being said, you guys are free to be as dark as you want, but that's kind of the mechanic. So, for example, there's like 3 tiers on each side. So if it's like light side tier 1, it's like maybe a local thing with you guys in the party, like you just kind of Spirit of the Force kind of empowers you guys to go through it. Heading up to, tier 2, which is a little kind of maybe bigger. And tier 3 might be like a galactic event that happens that you might not necessarily know about at the moment, but we'll kind of learn as it's happening.
Going down.
It's going down. Similarly, dark side wise, if it starts leading too much in the dark side, the first tier, maybe stormtroopers are maybe a little bit more accurate. We keep going, and it's like, okay, there's now this dark feeling in like the planet you're on, and there's like maybe a negative bonus to you guys. And again, similarly, if there's we end the 1 hour segment of each one of these, it's going to be like a tier 3 is like, there's a global or galactic event that happens that feeds the dark side.
I thought tier 3 would be just killing a room full of kids.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the most dark side.
That's
Killing a room full, but no, it would make sense. It would be a planetary thing. Okay, great.
So on that, we're going to start the session. I have a little clock, so there's like we're going to do an hour segment. So the first hour, we're going to have something that happens in the game. Second hour, it's going to happen in the game. Or near the end, and then if we kind of spill over anything, we'll kind of transfer over to the next session.
Okay.
So that being said, there's dice mechanics, so that people can do, again, as they're contributing to the show, as you guys are watching it, there's both GM, dark side dice that they can contribute, and light side player dice. So you guys only see light side, which is great, which is perfect. So if you look on here, they have boost, ability, and proficiency. So when you donate and you do hashtag that, it's going to go towards those dice. So that's a collective pool that you guys as a team kind of amass, right? So let's say there's like a really difficult challenge. You're like, oh man, we really need to do this. You can kind of debate as a team whether or not you want to dip into that pool. Similarly, I have dark side dice that they are also contributing that you won't see. And I can use those as well to affect the game if maybe there's like a character that I don't want you necessarily to kill or whatnot as we move forward. All of that is only added by the fact that as this light side, dark side meter is shifting back and forth, so too will the lights in the room. So you guys will have a little bit of a sense. Yeah. Yep. So as we're playing, depending on if it's going light side, the lights will get a little bit brighter. Dark side a little bit darker. So if it goes really dark, you should probably hope that it shifts the other way. Anyway, so that's all the
neutral, or is this light right now?
Right now, I think this is neutral. Yeah,
It gets
darker.
Yeah.
Not by intensity, hue. So blue, I guess. So.
Because blue is a good guy lightsaber color. Yeah.
So yeah, that's the nitty gritty of the kind of game mechanics that we're gonna go through all that spiel. So enough talking. Let's get to the real reason you're here. These are the people that are gonna make this story amazing. We'll start with Kim and work our way over.
All right.
Just kind of say hello and who you are, where people can find you, and I guess why you're here.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Kim Cannon. If I haven't met you last week, hello. I'm new here. So I am a classically trained actor who is not doing much classical work in Los Angeles, but I'm doing lots of very, very, very cool work. One of my longest running gigs is that I have been a quote-unquote professional Jedi for the Walt Disney Company for over 10 years now. And this is my second, Star Wars gig that I've, acquired over the past couple of years, which is really cool because it beats waiting tables. I'd much rather be in Star Wars than work for my tips. So Yeah, and then do you want to hear about the character that I'm playing?
Yeah, just
or...
do a brief overview of who your character is,
Okay.
how much information you want to kind of give away.
Great.
Morning.
Great.
Love me some parcels and parsecs. Let's ship
parcels
this
and
mother
parsecs.
to Walderon. #ability, #light.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, so does that mean I can grab one of these bad boys?
You would take 2 of the blue ones.
Yeah.
So that's 2 blues.
Okay. I thought I heard #ability, but no worries. Okay, great.
I'm going off what I have here.
Okay, cool.
So that's the extent of what. Yeah, perfect.
The way that
Nice.
sounds.
So tonight I will be playing a character by the name of Io Corvica, who is a 26-year-old Mary Allen assassin who was rescued from a Hut slave ring at a very young age.
Hey!
Money. Now it's time to dance. No, it's
Nope.
not. Never mind.
Keep it.
So
I knew what
contain-
happened last
contain it.
time. I'm
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
saying no. We'll get through the characters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So she was rescued from a Hut slave ring at a very, very young age by a fellow Mary Allen assassin who just took pity on this, really, really tiny Mary Allen child. Taught her in the ways of the family business, but I have a more strict moral code than that of my mentor. Meaning, whereas my mentor will, take a hit out on anybody for the right price, I tend to go for criminal types. I do not go for any sort of innocence, so children are just off the table. Any sort of just innocent bystanders, again, off the table. And recently, my mentor and I, Pafazur Khan, had a bit of conflict because I found out that she took a gig behind my back, which led to her assassinating a child for a very high price, which goes against my core foundational values.
Dark
So,
side.
yeah,
That's the dark
we
side.
came to blows. I left her scarred, and now I'm here with these fine folks.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect segue over.
Yeah. Wait,
Darren?
how do you spell your
Oh.
character's name real quick? Sorry.
It's Io, so A-I-O,
Cool.
Corvica, and then you need my last name? Sure. Io. Yeah.
I'm Darren DePaul. I'm a New York theater actor, and I found my way here about 3 years ago and been doing a lot of voice work in animation and games like Overwatch and Star Wars: The Old Republic. I play Valkorion and Doom and Final Fantasy and a bunch of new things that are coming up. Worked on some stuff today that you know about. Yeah, it's been an amazing time. I'm playing a droid character. He's a protocol droid, CZ7OB, and he was part of the library at Alderaan. And now the Library of Alderaan is part of him.
Great. I am. Hi guys, I'm Hector. I really enjoy Star Wars a lot. My favorite character is Han Solo, and I like them new movies. They're real good. I will be playing Herg. If you scratch my belly, I'll kill you. Other than that, I'm cool.
Perfect.
That's his entire backstory.
Yes.
He's just a cat,
That's
basically.
Yes. It's like, I want you to scratch my belly, but I'll kill you if you do it.
So like
There's
a real
certain
cat.
point when it's
But
okay.
I
and
want
it's-
it. But I will slice your head off.
Oh, sure. Where is it?
All right. And yes, I am Emma Fife. I like to think of myself as what the Brits would call a broadcaster, which is sort of an all-encompassing term
Nice.
for anybody that mostly is known for being themselves, be it in a sort of hosting position, which is primarily what I do. I am the host, one of the hosts of the Star Wars Rebels after show on AfterBuzz TV, which is sort of how I came to be like professionally encompassed within the Star Wars fandom, which is pretty amazing. As anybody who is familiar with any of my work within the Star Wars fandom knows, I love Mandalorians. I'm going to be playing the role of Carlyra Thay, who is Mandalorian but hasn't quite embraced that sort of Mandalorian war is the answer conflict. Let's expand our reach. Due to the fact that her parents were new Mandalorian, they were very faithful to Duchess Satine, who was sort of the leader of the new Mandalorians during the Clone Wars. She unfortunately perished along with most of her ideals, but my parents tried to keep up with that. But I wasn't so sure that I was really into that whole philosophy, so I took off and went to try to make my way in the universe. Of course, the galaxy is a sort of difficult place, so I had to turn to some slightly shady means to survive. So specialization of being a charmer, so I'm more of a lover than a fighter. I like to talk my way into and out of many situations.
Perfect.
How do you spell your first name again?
Mine, Kylara, Kylara.
Perfect. So I guess with that, we're just going to jump into it. So let's all go back to a galaxy far, far away. Perfect. All right, cool. So to give you guys a little bit of context, so the Death Star lies in ruins over the moon of Yavin. Just recently been destroyed about like a month ago. The Rebel Alliance, as they're kind of calling themselves, is using it as kind of a battle cry to kind of incite rebellion throughout the galaxy. That being said, there's many who just kind of view the rebels as terrorists who are trying to dethrone and to the place of the Empire, which is the rightful rulers of this case, to them. And so with that, there's been a lot of like kind of tension and prelude to this kind of galactic civil war that's happening. But that being said, there's a lot of people who just want to kind of make their way and do what they can. So that's where you guys find yourself. You've recently just completed a mission of yours and decided to take some time to just kind of relax, get some R&R, kind of assess everything that happened. So you find yourself on the Fresh Start. The Fresh Start is one of the few authorized gambling cruise ships that are allowed to fly in Imperial space. So it's fully sanctioned by the government because it's all kind of controlled. It's a taste of the Outer Rim for people who are from the core worlds. For people maybe of yourself who have really experienced that, it's kind of a laughable joke, but at the same point, there's nothing wrong with just kind of relaxing for a little bit. So, as you find yourself here, you've been on the ship for a couple days, enjoying the amenities, kind of relaxing, eating some good food. You've kind of grown together and bonded as a team, and you find yourself all now in the Fresh Start's like main casino room, and it's like a observation platform that's kind of sticks out at the top of the ship. And you're enjoying this very kind of competitive but fun game of gambling, of chance, right? But as you're playing it, there's one person who's at the table who seems to be just kind of like on a winning streak. He's not one of you. He's a person that just kind of sat down. And despite him kind of winning all of your kind of money, as it were, you've kind of gotten to know him and jest because mainly he's wearing this kind of bright, obnoxious tropical shirt, and you guys have all kind of just kind of goaded him on all throughout the night, right? But at a certain point, he is like, "Look, I got to get back. The missus is gonna have my head. It's been a blast. You guys have been awesome, but I'm gonna go." So with that, he kind of stands up and he throws some credit chips to the dealer, and then as he's walking out, he stops and looks at the waitress that's nearby, kind of talks in her ear, and kind of keeps walking out. So as you guys are there and playing a couple more hands, the waitress comes by and puts down like a tray of drinks. And she's like, "This is from the guy who just left. He said that he felt bad for taking all your money. So, here you go." She like lays down this tray of drinks. As she's about to do it though, the ship kind of like rocks for a little bit, and she like kind of stumbles, and you guys catch her and kind of put her back, and she puts the tray down. Everyone kind of looks around, and you hear a voice that just kind of comes on to the overhead speakers, and it's the voyage director that you've kind of heard repeatedly out this entire trip that you're there. And it's just, "Attention everyone, we apologize for the slight turbulence. No need to be alarmed. Thank you for your understanding. Please go back to your festivities," right? And the calming, soothing presence kind of goes off the PA system. And now you're just in this casino on a ship. You have some drinks in front of you. I guess we're just going to start there. So, Herg, you might be the person there that is the most intimidating because you're a large cat-like creature. But for the most part, you're surrounding yourself with people that don't seem to mind and also are just enjoying your company. So I guess we'll start with you. You're kind of there at this table, kind of collectively as a group, but what do you want to do?
First of all, real quick question. What does a tropical shirt look like in this world?
Think like Tommy Bahama, but like more obnoxious. Because at this point, like some of these planets have like really like ridiculous looking like plants. So
Yes.
It's like crazy.
So plants I wouldn't even Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Where are my compatriots? in
You're all
relation
sitting
to me?
around, kind of, or standing at this table,
okay.
depending on whether or not you've participated in the gambling, as it were.
Okay.
But presumably you're sitting down and at this table, or kind of still looming over it since you're a large cat creature.
All right. I'm going to lean over and say, Kylara, I don't understand this gambling thing, but if it ends with us getting drinks, I guess it's all right.
Listen, I'm not necessarily one to ever turn down a free drink, but it does seem a little odd that this guy just left all these drinks for us. I mean, I know that he's like, oh, I feel bad I took your money, but that's how gambling goes. You're supposed to win people's money. That's how it works, yeah.
Wait, why is
Yeah,
that
you don't
suspicious?
get drinks. Well, I mean, why would you just give a bunch of drinks to a bunch of total strangers as he was leaving? I mean, if he was sticking around, I don't know. I'm not sure I like
because
this.
it's the honorable thing to do.
No, I don't think it's honorable. Oh, Herc.
And I peruse my whiskers like this. All right. Okay. So should I not drink this drink?
I wouldn't.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And I set the drink down, and I'm not gonna partake.
I have a speech. Ever since you discovered me and brought me aboard your crew, I have found you all to be very unique individuals, and you have made me feel quite insert appropriate emotion here. And I must say that each and every one of you have given me moments that I will remember until I pass away, as you say in your language. Also, I will honor each and every one of you. You, insert individual's name here. And you, insert individual's name here. And especially you, insert individual's pet name here.
I'm not a pet, Obi.
Onward, onward.
Obi, what did we say? Keep it down.
Yeah.
Please do not call
We
me
really
Obi.
need to do
It is
something about this droid.
undignified.
Obi, you just said insert pet name here.
No, I did not. I do not recall that in my processing. I said your name, which is insert pet's name here.
That's fine, Obi. That's just take it down one notch.
Yeah.
Just
Insert pet's name here.
No,
No,
not.
Insert
no.
pet's name here.
Okay,
Took
you're
it literally.
You're new on this crew.
not
I
pitch.
am new on this crew.
Not
Exactly,
pitch volume.
exactly. And
Obi.
I think if this were to work out, it would be beneficial if you were to learn at the very least our first names.
Yes.
So, hello. You do not like to be called Obi.
I do not
What
like
sh-
to be called Obi.
what
You
shall-
have stated this correctly.
What shall I call you?
CZ7OB.
CZ7OB. Anything for short?
Yeah. Like, in the middle of a battle, if we're, like, trying to get your attention, you can't expect us to yell CZ7OB every single time.
Ah, I understand. You may call me CZ7OB.
All right. All right. Okay, we'll get back to that
Right.
later. Moving on. My name is Io. You may call me Io.
I may call you Io.
Io. Exactly.
This is a very pretty name,
Thank you.
Io.
Thank you. Thank you.
Also,
making
I may
progress.
call you Io.
No,
No.
I may
I have
call
a
you
different
Io as well.
I get up from
No.
the table
Yep.
and lean my 9 feet form over CZ7OB, and I say, "You may call me Herc, and I will call you CZ."
I agree to this arrangement.
And then I sit back down.
Well, if he
Herc
gets
is
to
my
call him,
friend.
well, if he gets to call him CZ,
Then we get to call
then we
you
get to
CZ
call you CZ.
also.
We may all call you CZ.
Processing. You may all call me CZ.
And you
as-
may call me Kylara, because that's my name.
Indeed, I shall, Captain Io. I shall call
Yep.
you Kyla.
Okay, well, we'll just go with that. That's good enough.
So you guys are all kind of like talking and having this conversation, but it's drawn to the attention of some of the security people that are in the room. They come up to you and they're like, "Is everything okay here? Is your droid like under control?" And they kind of look at, well, the giant cat creatures there kind of like startles them a little bit, but they kind of look at the two not droids or 9-foot tall
Cat people.
Like,
Hello. What system are you from?
he just looks at the droid, because these two gentlemen that have come up to him. He's like, so seriously though, like, is your droid okay? Should we get a technician? Like, how much have you guys had to drink? Like, you're kind of disturbing some of the higher end clients here.
I see. Our droid, he's fine. He's just great. He's he's
He's new here.
Yeah,
he's new.
He's tired.
Yes.
He's had a long day, so it's like past his droid bedtime.
You did not respond with an answer. Shall I repeat my question?
Nope.
Okay, so as you're sitting there trying to convince this person that everything's okay, go ahead and do your first check.
Okay.
And at this point, you're just going to use cool, because you're calm. You're trying to maintain a certain level of calming presence on them instead of trying to alert them to sort of any agitation. So at this point, you should look on your character sheet. You should have a cool. If you have no ranks in it, then it's just you use the skill that it is. If you do have ranks in it, then you would, whatever the lowest number is, you would get. So do you have any ranks in cool?
I don't, but I have 4 presents.
Perfect. So you're going to use 4 of the green dice. And at this point, it's going to be just 2 of the purple dice.
Okay.
But I'm going to use a setback dice from my pool, mainly because there's an agitating droid there, so they're a little bit.
Okay. So do I take a setback from the, the angry bucket?
Mm-hmm. The angry bucket. Perfect.
The black ones.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, this is lots of successes. Okay, so those cancel each other out. And then, let's see, advantage.
So 2 explosions versus 2 arrows.
Right, so those are
Cancel each
done.
other out.
Okay,
Cancel each other
great.
out.
So all I got was a success.
Perfect. That's enough. So what happens?
Well, I mean, obviously, they buy my story about droid bedtime, and they just, encourage us to move along. Maybe we should consider retiring to our own quarters, since we are disturbing people, but not enough that they're gonna physically remove us from the premises.
Perfect. Yeah. So they just they look in the droid again. They don't acknowledge the questions that he's asking, but they're like, "Look, you have it under control." I'd say, yeah. At bedtime, you got to recharge them. Am I right?
Yeah.
But you should definitely kind of move along.
Right. Of course.
At least from this table.
Definitely.
And then they kind of give you a wink, like we appreciate it.
You got
and
it.
they start walking off.
Great.
I still do not understand why we could not drink these drinks.
I'm a robotic individual and am not able to do so.
But
That's
it's
true.
true. Cannot argue with that.
It's just common sense, though.
Yeah.
If a tray full of drinks comes out of nowhere, the smart thing to do would to not partake in them.
Then that man in the
know.
tacky shirt is without honor. Should we...
Tackier the shirt, the less the honor they have.
That's a science fact.
I will remember that, Ayo. Thank you.
I'm curious, what happened to our friend in the tacky tropical shirt? Sort of want to know where he went to. I mean, I want to drink the drinks too, but that's against my better judgment.
So as you guys are kind of having this conversation, smelling the drinks, the ship kind of does another kind of rocking maneuver. It's very subtle. It's very subtle. But everyone go ahead and roll, and this is going to be a perception check.
Okay.
So at this point, you would see if you have any ranks in it. And then compare that to the skill that it uses.
Versus cunning, okay.
And
Okay.
we might have to share
Take
a little bit of
turns.
the...
Sure.
Yeah.
It's going to all be 2 purple dice.
2 purple, okay. Yep, 2.
Okay, so if you have no advantages in it, you're
Then-
just rolling,
Based on your skill.
which I have
Yeah,
2 in
so-
cunning.
Yep.
So I grab 2 green ones and then 2 purple ones?
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
what do the purple ones represent?
This represents how hard this challenge is.
and
right?
you just told us 2 purple ones.
2 purple
Gotcha.
ones, right?
Okay,
If
cool.
I wanted to make it harder, I could add more from
Got
the
it.
GM pool, but
Cool. And I've got 1 perception and 3 cunning, so 1 green, 2 purple,
it would be 1 yellow,
1
Yeah.
yellow.
and
Yeah, 'cause
2
your
green.
ranks.
Oh, okay. Against 2 purple.
Correct.
Okay. Ooh. smashing success with a slight disadvantage.
Okay.
Everything canceled out.
Perfect. Okay.
Absolutely nothing happens.
I believe I failed badly. I've received 3
yes.
against 1.
Actually, what happened to you was you failed really badly,
However.
but you have a little bit of an advantage.
Okay.
Okay.
And
What happened?
you had a complete wash?
What happened?
wash.
with
Total
me?
wash. Okay, so you,
Did these cancel each other out?
no.
Did these cancel each other out?
Yes.
Cool.
So you also succeeded with a disadvantage, much like I did.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
So it's interpreting dice, and this is one of the things I love the most about this game is, for example, you had a success with
Yes.
a disadvantage,
Yes.
right? So you have to kind of explain what that is. So,
Right.
for example,
Okay,
you're
so
looking
the
around
ship
the
was
room.
rocking.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I didn't fall down
Yeah,
when,
perfect.
when there was turbulence.
Yeah.
But slight disadvantage is I was so like shaken by the turbulence that I just like unwittingly took a little sip of one of those drinks because it was there, it was an instinct, and it just happened. Well, just a little one though.
All right, so if the boats are rocking, I succeeded with a what was this again?
Disadvantage,
With a
yeah.
disadvantage.
Or
So
threat.
I was fine. However, in the shakiness, the drinks that I was investigating like spilled on the table, like they're gone
Everywhere, yeah.
And I kind of go because I was still going to try to drink them.
Perfect.
I did fall down. However, I've never experienced that before. And I added to my catalog of knowledge. I have now experienced falling.
Well,
it is rather unpleasant, although could be exciting done at a greater height.
Sure.
Great.
All right.
Great.
And then you had a
I'm just watching everybody fall
Perfect.
down.
perfect.
So AO,
Yeah.
that's just like
So
like so
What? Classic AO.
as the ship kind of rocks, your attention's instantly drawn to your robot companion that falls down. So despite kind of like being aware of the situation around you, your focus goes to that. Both of you, unfortunately, you don't fall and you spill your drinks, but as you're kind of balancing yourself or being like, oh crap, I spilled these drinks, you look up and you do see that there's some of those security guards that you had just been talking to kind of put their hands up to their ear as if they're talking to someone, and they kind of look at each other and they start walking towards the exit of the casino.
real quick. Kylara's the captain, right?
Yes.
The captain. Okay, cool. Captain, look
Yes.
what just happened. They put their fingers to their ears.
That's not usually a good sign.
Log that in your database.
Yes. I think we should maybe head their way, play it cool. We're just gonna act like everything's fine.
First things first up, you get. Oh, you're grabbing your
Thank you very much.
Great.
I like you because you are like a toy. We are friends.
Yes, we are friends.
Yes.
But yes, I say we go just in the general direction of those security guards and try to see what all this ear-touching business is about.
Perfect. And everyone's on board for this decision, or does
Yeah.
anyone else want to do something different?
I'm gonna hang back. I'm the muscle. So if we're all moving, I'm in the back.
Okay.
First, I'm gonna knock over all these drinks before anything else happens.
Yeah. Are you okay?
I just had a little sip. Just a little. I think I'm doing fine so far.
Okay. Cool.
It was an impulse, Bad things happen and you just want to drink it out.
So you smack the drink out of her hand, and you all kind of collectively decide that you're gonna leave.
We're just
the
gonna
casino.
mosey.
Yeah,
Just, yeah.
just taking your time. Mosey's
Right.
perfect. As you're walking towards kind of the exit, another shake kind of rattles the ship. This one's much, much bigger than before, sending some of the more maybe intoxicated patrons falling to the ground.
I fall to the ground as well. I also add, we.
He's learning. He's
I
learning.
pick him
I
up.
was gonna say her.
I very easily pick him up.
It is your turn to fall to the ground now.
No, Susie, that's not how that
no.
works.
Oh, indeed. I fall to the ground again.
As you're struggling to keep your droid upright, the room shakes. People are falling down. The lights start to flicker, and everyone kind of like takes a moment to like look around at everyone else. Be like, did we all saw that? Did that just happen? Like what's going on? And suddenly, the door to the casino opens up, and 4 heavily armed people enter the room. The largest of them just carrying this giant kind of gun. And he uses the blaster fire, or the kin, to kind of like rain this fire down like on the ceiling. All chandeliers start shattering, and everyone kind of ducks for cover, and it's kind of chaos.
Oh, jeez.
And in doing so, there's 4, 2 of them in the front, kind of rush forward and attack the security guards and kind of disarm them. And you hear the PA system go on again. But instead of the kind of calm, relaxing voice of the ship director that we knew before, kind of more harsh voice comes on. And it's, attention, everyone. Please remain calm. No harm will come to you. As I'm sure you're all aware by now, we control the ship. But wish for no further loss of life. If you cooperate, the only thing you'll lose tonight is your money. And, and then these 4... people kind of start. They keep the big guard in the back holding this cannon, and the other 3 start fanning out into the casino, kind of corralling people into like the main floor.
Well, I don't think we have anybody left, so we don't stand to lose too much.
And where are we standing in relation to the people who have just entered?
You're probably at this point, you were up on this platform, looking out towards the doors, kind of like stepping down from where this table that you're gambling at. So at this point, you're very far away. So they're probably, if you have like weapons, they're at slightly out of plumb range.
Okay.
So there's a decent amount of distance between you. There's tables and people between you and them, so it's not like they're immediately looking at you.
Okay.
But you're kind of at the back of this room, and the exit, as far as you're aware, is at the other side of the room.
I immediately duck down behind a table because I'm 9 feet tall. So I am very tall in this room. So I immediately duck down and I hide behind this table. And then I grab the captain and bring her down. I grab I.O. and bring her down. And then...
There is no need to bring me down.
Okay.
I am merely a droid.
Yes.
They will not notice me. No one ever does. No one did at the library.
Right.
People aren't noticing me now.
So now is the time to be quiet.
Yes.
That's why people never notice
This is
me.
not the right time to have a conversation about droid rights.
Powering down.
And with that, he just kind of shuts down, still standing up, as you're all kind of ducked behind this table.
We should look for a place to leave, to hide, to escape, and
No.
head to the ship.
Now, first, before we boarded this ship, we have surrendered our weapons as we boarded. Yes.
Correct.
Correct.
Not every weapon.
Everyone, when they come to the Fresh Start, who kind of docks in their large hangar bay, has to kind of leave their weapons on board. Right? That being said, if anyone has smuggled their weapons in for any reason, that's also a possibility.
I am smuggling a weapon. Not my favorite weapon, but a weapon nonetheless. I am wearing light armor, and when we first boarded the ship, I am a Togorian. I am 9 feet tall. I don't know if I mentioned this before. After I submitted my favorite weapon, my vibro axe, they pressed to continue searching me further, and I just simply purred in defiance of that, and then they backed off. I have a small blade. Well, small to me, large to a regular size being, tucked into my chest vest that is behind my back. I would rather not use it, so...
I want to look around. Sure. Bert, I want to look around, and I know we're in the back of the room. I want to see if there's any sort of like back door, any vent, any way where we can sneak.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just so we can get to our ship.
Totally. So go ahead and roll your perception again, Minute.
Okay.
Kind of
Fantastic.
looking around.
Perception
And if
is cunning.
someone could do me a really good solid, because I've kind of locked myself in here pretty good. Can someone hand me my book that's just
This book,
on the
yes.
table there
I'm
that
on it. I'm on it.
Okay, I got
He's
two.
all the
percepting.
information.
Bert, I got 2 greenies. Do I need any purples?
Yeah, you're definitely going to use purples.
How many?
This is going to be 3 purples.
Why? Okay.
That being said, if you want to use any of your dice, you're more than welcome to.
To help out.
You guys think I should use a dice?
We have more than I put in there.
Oh, really? I think I caught us
Yeah.
up. Oh. We got 3 blues, 2 greens, 1 yellow. So,
Yes.
Okay, what is it?
might-
Context for this real quick.
Yes,
so
please.
blue is like, it's a boost. It's like a slight kind of advantage. So there's some of the dice is blank, so you might actually get nothing from it.
True.
A little bit more ability, so the green dice have a lot more. I think there's only one blank side on it, and it's higher chances of getting advantage and disadvantage, or I'm sorry, advantage and success. And the proficiency is like the huge, big, like King Kamehameha dice, right? This is going to have a critical hit on
Right.
it. It's pretty much
Now is not the time for that.
biggest guns you can bring from that
Okay.
pool.
Group meeting, which one do you think I should grab? Booster ability.
I think you should take an ability to at least even out the odds.
To even out the odds. Never tell me the odds because we're going to even them out. That's from the movie. Okay. All right. What do we got?
Okay.
Did these?
So
is that how
this,
that worked?
okay, so yeah, these actually these are all threat. So this one cancels that guy out. So basically, you succeed, but there's also a disadvantage or threat side to
Yeah.
what just went
I
down.
got 2 threats and I got 3 successes.
Yeah.
The 2 threats. Okay.
perfect,
Okay.
yeah.
So. Okay, so I succeed. Okay,
Yeah.
but there's dang it, and I know what this is gonna be too. Shit. Okay, fine.
Look, over there, there's a vent, Captain. But also, there's 2 guards right by it. But that seems like a pretty easy way to escape, to get to our ship. I know the layout of the Fresh Start, and if we can get to that, we can get to the Yojimbo and leave with our money.
All right.
So you kind of look over and you're popping around, and you see that 2 of the guards, because there's 4 of them, have kind of moved over and are
Into that area.
heading into that area. Right. Again, they're corralling people. You do see that there's a kind of like this service exit, right? So there's like a vent, and there's also like a kind of employee entrance and exit kind of thing. But they're all kind of in the same area, and 2 of these people are kind of moving into that direction.
Perhaps we need a distraction, Captain.
I agree. But what?
Should we turn the droid back on?
Ooh.
Excellent idea. Click.
Happy Life Day!
You know, I have a plan. So are these the security guards that? So it's the guys from this new crew that's come in,
Yeah.
right?
So there's of the 4. There's like a
pirates.
big
Okay.
Gamorrean that's kind of
Sure.
at the entrance. right?
Okay.
He's holding a big gun.
Okay.
And 2 of them are going around to kind of corral people in, while one kind of goes this way. So these 2 are kind of funneling everyone
Gotcha.
to the back.
Okay. All
And
right.
These 2 are going this way, which is unfortunately where the exit's at.
Gotcha. But I think that turning on the droid is not a bad idea. I think.
But he's on, yeah.
Okay, great. So
Yelling Life Day.
So I think anyone can see that this droid is in terrible distress. So I'm going to implore with these guards that we really need someone to bring us to somewhere where we can get our droid diagnosed. Thoughts?
I agree that in the meantime, I've surrendered my weapons when we boarded the ship, so I'm going to look around the room and see if there's anything that I could sneak behind me.
Perfect.
I'm good. I'm covered. I've got my mitts.
Perfect. So you're just kind of there, kind of retracting and pulling out your claws, waiting, I guess. You're looking for a weapon, and you're
I'm gonna confront.
you're just gonna go straight up to them
Listen,
with the droid.
With the droid.
To be like, look, we gotta.
Yeah, our droid is malfunctioning, and we really need to get him some assistance immediately. And if you're not going to be able to provide that on site, then we need an escort to our ship where we can fix him.
Okay. So real quick, we're just gonna, and then you've been kind of told to go this direction.
I have indeed.
And do you want to comply with that?
Certainly, I always comply.
So we're just gonna go. We're gonna go through this. So you kind of, again, at this point, you're all still ducked behind this table. So it's kind of hard for you to look around and see, but you notice that there's like a off to the side. There's a table with some sort of like weird game where they have like these large like sticks that are being used for like kind of knocking things around on the table. So you kind of grab that. So it's within reach. It's fallen down because of the chaos that happened with the shipwreck. So nearby is, I guess, a bludgeoning weapon that you could grab if you wanted to. Right? That's kind of the only thing that you see. It's like a makeshift kind of experience to use. You two are just kind of walking your way over there, and then you're just kind of waiting, still crouched down under the table.
Behind the table, under the table, waiting to see how Captain pulls this off. Yes.
Perfect. Okay. All right. So, did you want to try and grab it?
Sure. Let's try and grab this thing.
Perfect. So you have it. That's fine. All right. So
You
you
do
guys
have a talented tongue, Captain. Best of luck. I'll wait here.
are just walking towards. So you're going to walk towards the two that are kind of.
Yeah, with distress.
Perfect. Perfect.
You require me to be distressed?
You just keep doing you. You just keep on being you. We're gonna be fine.
Pardon me, large pig-like creature. I am in distress.
Oh, I'm
The
sorry.
sight of you has distressed me.
I'm so sorry, sir.
I'm laughing.
My droid is just really, it's on the fritz, and I really just, I need to get back to my ship. You don't understand. This droid, it could just go totally haywire if we don't get back to our ship where we have the materials to repair him. He really needs to recharge.
So, unfortunately, so you were both walking kind of this way towards
The security
two,
guards?
The two, we'll just call them thugs that are here that have
Right.
up, right. But the Gamorrean's guarding the main entrance. So as you're kind of walking, CZ just kind of turns and starts walking this way and beelines it towards the Gamorrean. So you've kind of had to like and
Change direction.
Change direction. The Gamorrean, nobody here, I'm assuming, speaks Gamorrean, but he seems to just, you don't really need to know the language to understand that he has heard what CZ has said, and it seems to be, it hasn't made him feel special. So he proceeds to take this gun that he has and just kind of goes, and like shoots all of these blasters on the ground. It's like a weird light repeating blasters. There's all these little dots that go, and they kind of hit the ground in front of you, like melting the floor and kind of destroying the carpet that was there. Kind of as a warning shot, just in front of the droid that's moving.
Well, that was highly unnecessary.
Got it. Got the message. Still need to get to the ship. You want to maybe, or just, I'm just looking for an escort to my ship.
So you're still going to kind of move forward with
Well,
this.
I can't turn around and talk to the other security guards now. That'd be suspicious.
Okay.
Captain is failing.
All right. So at this point, go ahead and use your charm.
Okay.
You're going to try and charm him into letting you go by.
Okay. So charm, I'm going to use what? Presence.
Charm is presence, and if you have any ranks in it.
I do. So I replaced one of the greens
Correct.
with a yellow then, right?
And this is going to be really hard.
Yeah.
So this is going to be 4 dice
Okay.
of the purple, and I'm going to add 1 from mine, so it's actually going to be 5. That being
of the
said,
black ones?
one of the
Okay.
purple. I'm adding
One
a
of the
purple.
purple. Oh, jeez.
I'm adding another difficulty. That being said, you can feel free to use any of the ones that you have.
Could add another skill or another proficiency. Proficiency we probably want to save.
Okay. I say.
Do
I say
it?
Go for skill.
Okay, I say let's go crazy.
Is Io near me? Io near me? Is she near me?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
Am
yeah,
I
because
still-
you're both kind of
Like
hiding behind
Yeah.
this table.
And
So
I'm
she's
still reaching for the.
yeah, you've kind of used your foot
Okay.
and like
Yeah,
kind
you
of
got it.
kicked
Scoot
it
it over
towards
this
you.
way, okay.
So you have like this basically like pool cue,
Okay.
more or less that you're.
When she like did that, I'm like looking, I'm like peeking past the table, and I'm just like reporting back to her, like,
Ayo, this is not
There
look
it is.
good. Ayo, what do we do?
So you're sitting over the table. I've gotten this.
Ayo, Captain
Basically
is
pull cue.
crashing and burning hard. This could be very bad.
All right.
Okay, so we're gonna
We're gonna
resolve
roll
this real
all
quick.
this dice.
Yep.
There's a lot here. Okay.
A lot there.
Oh, I got one of these. Yes. So like
Wow.
smashing magical success.
Smashing magical success.
That's like your natural 20.
I love that technical.
Okay,
term.
perfect, perfect. Okay, so that goes away. Okay, and then, man, I am just getting clobbered with the threats. But I got the like.
So it
what
counts
is
as a success. So it could be negated by a failure, but the triumph
Triumph, yes.
is still active. So in theory, you could fail this with disadvantage and still triumph.
Right. I actually succeeded with disadvantage.
Okay.
And yet triumphed.
Okay. So what just happened?
Well, somehow I managed to convince this Gomorian with whom I cannot, communicate in sort of a verbal way due to the fact that we do not speak each other's language. But he, for some reason, seems to have sympathized with my cause. So the droid and I are now being escorted to our ship, which is great, but these two are not with us.
Io, you're never going to believe this.
So
it actually worked.
You start talking to this Gamorrean who
Right.
doesn't. You're just kind of rambling.
I make him feel special,
Yeah.
in a way that the droid could not.
Yeah.
Oh, she's good.
And for some reason, it seems like you're just talking really fast, almost kind of like and then we gotta get back. And it's gotten to the point where you're just saying words so fast that it's confused him.
Right.
So, but he seems, and like you've gone to a point
Really, really intimidated by how fast I'm talking.
where you just kind of keep pointing to the droid, and you're like, oh man, and like he just kind of looks around because he's kind of
Right.
everyone else who may or may not be the one that tells him what to do has kind of left. So he kind of just nods and like goes towards the door, but like he's coming with you.
Right, yes.
So he's like
He's taking us to our
and like opens the door and heads out. So he's opened the door and walked out. That being said, you don't necessarily have to follow him, but he's opened the door. While you guys are figuring that out real quick, you both are hiding behind a
We're
table.
still hiding behind this table.
At this point, because you're ducked down low and you're kind of just peeking up, ears over the edge, and it's just like you're never gonna believe what's happening. Like, they're walking straight at, oh god, and like you're calling out the droid, kind of breaking, and then like I don't know what's going on. Oh my god, he's shooting! All of a sudden, the door just opens, and like they start to kind of like walk out. I guess, and you're relaying that all.
You know that thing where a cat's pupils gets real big? That's what just happened to me. I was like,
Your ears went back.
yeah, exactly. I did this thing. I like leaned in a little bit, and then I come back and I go,
That is why she is the captain. They're gone. We need to find a way
Right
to
now, we have to get out of here, too.
keep up with them. I have an idea. I am very tall. I will provide a distraction to the two guards by the vent.
Okay.
And then perhaps you can come up behind them and take care of them in a non-lethal way.
Okay.
Okay.
And how close are these two guards to each other?
They're kind of like very close to each other, but
Okay.
they're still at this point. You're gonna have to cross the room to get to them. So
Okay.
they're kind of
They will notice me.
Because you are 9 feet tall.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And also I will become noticeable. So you take care of them, and then we can both sneak out of here.
Okay.
Great.
Yo, do we do this? Is this a thing that we do on
Yeah.
the show?
I don't know. I tried it out. Okay. Here I go.
and then I just stand up. I just stand up and start walking over there.
Hey, you there. You, come here. I need you.
What do these guys look like?
these actually are. So you have. So these two people are kind of like corralling everyone. They're all kind of moving, and so they definitely see a 9-foot tall cat creature. It's actually two Rhodians. They're two Rhodians, and they both kind of like look at you and like are taken aback for a moment because they just saw a 9-foot cat pop up almost appear out of magic, and they're kind of reluctant, and they stop, but they don't do anything. They just kind of stop where they're at, even though you've kind of beckoned them to come there. So you're walking towards them. They've stopped. They've noticed you. And you're going to continue just kind of walk towards them?
Yes. And what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to get them to follow me. I'm going to try to get them to follow me by saying what I'm about to say so that I can get them in a position where Io can just come on and take care of them. Take them out. Non-lethally. Or whatever. I don't care. Kill them.
Okay,
They're
so
Rhodians. Who cares?
I don't know.
Who has ever cared about a Rhodian?
Don't kill anybody for free.
Ever. Right. That's true. And I know this. So, yeah. So I walk over and I go,
You two there, Rhodians. I am very inebriated because I have spent all night drinking. But all of my money was taken by this patron over here. I know that he is very wealthy. Come here, follow me. Come this way.
Okay. So you're gonna try and you're
God.
you're trying to convince these guys.
So what is this?
At this point, I think you're gonna have to try and do. No, I think it's gonna be at this point. You're pretty confident about this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's go. We're gonna do
Charm?
Your
Deception?
attitude. You're not aggressive, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Even though you're a 9 foot.
Not yet. Correct.
Let's
Not
do
yet.
charm again.
You want to do charm?
Yeah.
All right, well, that would be my presence. Okay, cool. All right, so I got 2 of these. How many purples?
This is going to be 4 purples.
Oh, crap. All right. All right.
Do you want to use any of your dice? Or?
I'm not... Oh, boy. We're kind of running low
you
on
guys
that.
are still in the casino.
Right.
Yeah.
That being said,
No, I'll be fine. We'll work with it.
I'll tell you what.
I have faith that I'll
I'm
have a
going to use
success.
one of my setback dice on this. So you're going to add one of the black dice.
Okay.
You can still add any of yours, but this is.
I'm worried about it.
Yeah.
I got something up my sleeve, and that is very sharp claws, so I'm fine. Okay. All right, so these are, remind me what these are.
Those
Emma.
are triumphs.
Triumphs, and they cancel
Or not
out.
triumphs. Those are like advantages.
And they cancel out.
So they would cancel out those.
Okay, great.
And then, so basically, you have a failure with a disadvantage because these two cancel this guy. No, never mind. You just failed. There's no disadvantage. You just failed.
Okay. I failed. Okay.
So what happened?
The Rhodians look at each other with their stupid Rhodian faces, and they turn to each other and they go, some stupid language nobody cares about, with their dumb little mouths that I just want to grab and yank it down and just pinch them and just yank them down. But I'm not doing that right now. They look at each other and they go, how do they sound? What does a Rhodian sound like, guys? Does anybody know?
Probably.
Yeah.
Huttese?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Leave it to the droid.
I'm like,
You just called me solo? I'm not
and so they do that, and they don't follow me.
Yeah.
And so I kind of I'm like, come here, and I kind of turn around and I know, I'm like,
Yet they're not following me.
so I'm kind of like rolling my eyes, like, and they instead put up their blaster. They have weapons.
So they do have guns.
They're
They have-
suspicious, I guess.
Yeah, they're not stopped. You've stopped them, right? Because at this point they've kind of
They were hurting the crowd.
people, and they see you, but they are clearly drawn a line in the sand. They're not moving any farther towards you. And just to pause that real quick, going back to you guys, you have exited the room with the Gamorrean. You're confidently walking out. Yeah.
I can't let the droid go by himself.
Perfect. So, unfortunately, you guys are going through the door, and he's just kind of standing there, looking, because it's like, imagine this casino is up on this elevated platform. So you have to take an elevator or turbo lift down.
Right.
So there's the elevators that are right outside the main foyer lobby of this that he's kind of walking towards.
Right.
You're leaving everyone back in the casino floor. And you're
Yeah,
just
listen, we're going to figure out how to get into the air ducts from our end,
Great,
obviously.
30 minutes in, splitting the party. It's fine. No, this is great. This is what we do. So, you guys, we're going to, again, put a pin in that, but just make sure that's what you still need.
That's what we did.
You have this thing, right? You're still ducked down below it, so you're not kind of peeking up.
Right.
So you just hear her, oh shit, and but you're there. So he gets up, goes to try and convince these people, and you're waiting. Is there? You're still hiding behind,
I'm
I
still
guess,
hiding behind
a
the table,
table.
yes.
So, what is it that what's going through your head? What are you doing?
Okay, so 2 guards have taken notice of him. Are they facing in my direction, or okay, they're facing in my direction? And where are they in relation to the table that I'm hiding behind?
At this point, because they were trying to corral everyone through, so Herg is probably about a medium distance away from you, and they're a long distance away from you.
Okay, so if I were hiding right here, Herger's right over there, and the 2 guards are further that way.
Farther, yeah.
Okay. So what I've done, in a way to conceal this pool stick, as it were, I snap it in two over my shin, and I hide it behind my vest.
Okay.
Because if they see that I'm armed or that I have something that could be used as a weapon, that automatically brings up all red flags. So I do that, and I hide it behind me. And I'm going to use, since I have a 9-foot-tall cat in front of me, I'm going to use him as a cover and slowly get up and try to stay out of the guard's line of vision.
Okay.
Yeah.
And because I even have my back to them right now,
Yeah.
I'm going to see this whole thing play out. She's going to come up from behind the table, and I'm going to do this like, oh. And I'm going to go like this. And I'm going to go like this. I'm going to do this with my big old paws.
Your paws. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
Okay. Sweet. So go ahead and roll. At this point, you're trying to use your stealth.
Okay.
So that should be on your front page near the bottom of your skills. It's
Yes.
4 from the bottom.
Yep.
Do you have any ranks in that?
I've got no ranks in
Okay.
stealth.
So stealth is your agility.
Agility, so 3 agility.
3 agility, right? It's going to be... I'm just going to say that it's going to be 2 purple, and you're going to get a natural boost, which is blue, because you're using her, who's a 9-foot-tall cat, to kind of block the thing. So that's your, right now, your dice pool, but you can feel free to use any more to add to it.
Am I adding any other dice? So I've got 2 purple, 1 blue.
You're at,
As of now, so yeah, so
agility.
It's
3 agility.
3 green.
So 3 green, yes.
There you go.
So
Just
green
real quick side
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
What is the equivalent to baseball in the world of Star Wars?
I don't know. I don't think I'm.
We
Nothing
might
comes
discover
to
it
mind.
on our journey.
Yeah, we could discover it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure. Do you have access to the chat? Or the,
No, I don't.
no? Okay, great. All right. Whatever, it's fine.
We can. If it's go for it, and we'll just say Star Wars baseball, and we'll retcon it.
Okay,
The
cool.
card game is Sabak.
Yeah.
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 So is there something called Savic Ball?
No, I don't
No?
think so. No.
All right.
If there was gonna be something in Star Wars that was a baseball equivalent, what would it be called?
Yeah.
And while you're thinking about
Hut
that,
ball?
hut ball.
Hut ball.
Yeah, you got it.
Chat says hut ball.
All right.
Well,
Right.
sure.
Perfect. Hut ball.
Hut
So
ball.
the answer is hut ball, just so you
Okay.
know. And I'm writing it down because that's canon now in my universe. So that's perfect.
So I whisper to Io as she's pulling this off with my paws like this. I go, Fast Hut Special.
And I know exactly what that means.
So
I'm going
if
to
you're
roll
cool with that, roll that.
Okay. I'm not going to add any extra dice because
Perfect.
we are still in the same room that we were at the beginning of this whole thing.
Yep.
So,
Yep, you're great.
all right. So I've got. Oh, this looks good. No successes. Okay, he's canceled. So 3 advantages. Yes.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you didn't succeed.
There were
from hiding
there were
from them.
actually no successes or failures
Yep.
in that dice roll at all.
Wow. So it was
3
just
advantages.
advantages.
Just
and-
advantage.
Yeah, wow, okay. So you didn't succeed. So you were trying to hide from them. So you failed at that. But you have advantage. So what just happened?
Okay. Did they see me
Yes.
get up? Okay.
Yeah.
They saw me get up. I still have the benefit of this 9-foot-tall cat in front of me. I do have the advantage of the fact that he is getting right in a hut ball here. So I think I'm just going to go for it because I have the advantage of his leverage, his natural leverage.
And by go for it, just so we can be completely clear, what exactly does that mean?
What was that? What was that?
Fast Hut Special?
Yeah,
Fast Hut
Are
Special.
you not familiar with Hut Ball?
Oh, it's baseball in Star Wars. It's, yeah.
In Hut Ball, a Fast Hut is when they throw it right down the
Hut line, yeah.
hut line in a fast manner. But I'm using it in a way to launch my compatriot towards an enemy.
Yes.
And I'm basically, if she's running towards me, I'm gonna take a knee and then do that, and she's gonna put her foot right here,
And I'm going
just
to
gonna-
launch up.
Okay.
That's one way to get closer to the guards.
All right. So
The elements of surprise is on our side.
you guys have been on a few missions together. So apparently you've done this.
We've
move
done
before.
we've named the
So
Fast Hut Special.
You kind of give each other that wink, and her kind of like bends down, goes, and you just shit. They've seen me, but let's do this.
They've seen me.
Yeah.
I mean, cover's blown. Let's just do it. Yeah.
So you proceed to kind of pick up your pace towards Herg, and he does this, right? At this point, I need two things to happen. And then, again, presumably, if everything is working out, Herg is throwing you in the air towards these two Rhodians who see you come, as you might not necessarily know that you're going to be thrown at them. Your plan of action once you're in the air would be...
Once I'm in the air...
Yes. If everything goes well.
If everything goes well, as I'm in the air, I'm going to grab the two severed pieces of the pool club, take them out into the air, and theoretically, if this all goes according to plan, when I land, get them straight in the calves.
Oh!
That way, it's not lethal. That is not lethal.
Yeah.
But it gets the job done.
Okay.
And they can't chase after us.
Perfect. Ideal world. Good to know that's one version of this. Let's see what actually
Let's
happens.
see if all goes my way.
Herg is going to do an athletics check because you're going to be throwing.
I got an advantage.
Yes. So if you have a skill in it,
I do.
right? So that's going to be one of the yellow dice replacing whatever your brawn is. So if your brawn is 4, yeah.
Sweet.
And then we're going to make this just 2 purple.
worried
But
about it.
I'm going to use another one of my black dice because I love the
Rhodians?
chat.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay, crap.
Oh
Crap.
Okay.
Uh,
Make it work.
Okay,
It's okay.
so this... No, these
Those cancel.
these. Right?
no! These, okay, so those are done, and those are done, so you just succeed.
With 2 little successes, I succeed.
So you succeeded, yeah.
On my part.
On your part, yeah.
So you're
I'm in the air.
in the air. I'm not gonna lie, this is not a scenario that I had planned.
First episode, baby.
Definitely. Okay, so we're gonna
Expect
do this,
a lot more of
we're gonna
this.
do the same thing because you're flying through the air. It's
Okay.
all coordinated. So he's successfully thrown you. You're gonna do an athletics check too. So this is gonna be you're gonna be using your brawn.
Okay.
And if you have any skills in it,
Athletics. So I've got 1 in athletics, and my brawn is 2.
perfect. So you would have 1 green die,
Okay.
1 yellow die,
1 yellow,
and then it's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be a 2 purple.
2 purple.
And then if you want to use any of your dice, you're more than welcome to.
Got 2 against 2.
Slight boost might help.
Slight boost.
Yeah,
Got
let's
6
get
in
a,
boost.
yeah, let's get a boost.
Yeah.
Let's do a boost.
Real quick, bro, what's that timer? Is that
That's the timer. So just to pause for a second, when that timer reaches 0, if you can see, you can't. I have a bar on here that shows me where the light side is and where the dark side is and where the meter is. So after an hour's worth of gameplay, I'm gonna pause
It's
that
locked
timer,
into that?
reset everything, but an event happens.
Okay.
So depending in the next 7 minutes, that's off. I think I have 17 on mine.
17 minutes?
17.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting. We'll figure out which one of those is accurate.
'Kay.
But when one of those reaches 0, event's going to happen depending on where light or dark is on the
Yeah.
We got some more boosts. So you
Yeah,
just
thank
grabbed a
you.
boost?
I just got 1 boost, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so we
cool.
should have 4 in here. Awesome.
yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
And we
I
got
think
2
you got one more, so
proficiencies.
now you have, you're fine.
Very cool.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Shall we? We're flying through the air, and
You
then
got it, Io.
All right.
Okay.
This does not look bad. So I've got
That looks really good.
2 successes with an advantage.
Okay.
All right.
So
Hey.
we're gonna back this up. Can we get a
Stab some people.
timer accurate? I have 16 on here and
We
then
have
6 on
6.
there. I don't know which one is. I'm assuming it's mine. Sorry.
Also says, but the screen
Yeah.
working, so
Okay, go off this.
Go
Perfect.
by your, okay, so we have
Perfect,
16
because I'm the
minutes.
GM and everything should be going
Yes.
through me. All right, so we're gonna beep, 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 go back.
Okay.
You guys are both gonna paint me this story
All right.
as you get up. You see that? Oh crap! They've seen me. Figured out this plan.
And this all, by the way, this all happens like this quickly.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on. We got this nailed. We just turned into the Colossus and the Wolverine of the group. This is the coolest thing ever. Fast time special.
Fast Out Special. Here we go. So he launches me into the air.
Yeah.
I sail cleanly right in front of the 2 guards who have just been conversing, so they're right next to each
Beautiful.
other.
Beautiful.
I land on the ground, crouch, which leaves me at level with their legs, and I have the 2 shards
Yep.
of this club, and I get them straight through the calves.
Through the calves?
The calves.
Oh!
It's not lethal, but
I thought you were hitting. That is
No.
brutal.
Yeah.
Oh man! Everybody knows that Erodian's weakness is in their calf. People, that is obvious Star Wars.
As the old saying
As
goes.
the old saying goes.
because at the very, very least, they can't chase after us.
Yeah.
Damn! You're good at what you do. You are good at what you do.
Okay, so
I'm just naturally violent.
Yes.
One of these things.
Yes.
you proceed to kind of like fly through the air, and as you're coming down, just again, everything's happening quick, but kind of time slows down for you because you've harnessed these kind of skills that you've learned at a very young age, and one of it is just being able to kind of assess a battlefield situation and go straight for, pun intended, the Achilles heel on things. You kind of like, as you're coming down, and just one solid motion, kind of stick both of these Rhodians like in the legs. You hear them go, like they let out a cry because they were not prepared for it. So as you're flying through the air, you see them kind of
Their eyes.
not process what's
Yeah.
going on, get stabbed. They're not down, but you've definitely like stabbed them in the leg. And yeah, all right. So
We're not knowing what to do.
here's the thing. Presumably, you knew that you're throwing her at them, and you don't know what the outcome is. But I'm assuming that you kind of just want to turn around
Oh,
and
absolutely.
like go straight at it, right?
If you can picture while she's in the air, and I've done this, and I'm seeing her go, I've already followed through with that movement, kind of.
Getting brighter.
Yes, it is good. Kind of got down and then started running towards them, like as she's still in the air. So we're both
Yeah.
like doing this cool thing,
He's gonna look-
and then she lands, does her thing, and I'm like steps behind. I'm obviously steps behind to catch up. What I want to do is I want to run up towards them, and if they're screaming in pain and recoiling, I want to grab them by their dumb Rhodian faces with my big old mitts and literally just throw them behind into the crowd, whatever. I don't even care. Just do that and then like keep running into the vents.
To the fence. Okay, so at this point, go ahead and roll. I'm just gonna make this an attack. You're gonna do. So this point, since it's gonna be not melee but brawl, right? Because you don't have any weapons. So you're gonna do a brawl attack on these guys.
Sweet.
So your brawl, or what? Do you have any ranks? I think you have one.
Yeah, I got brawl
Yeah.
for sure.
So it's gonna be your brawn, which I think is 4.
Yep.
Replace one of those. Correct.
Got it.
Because you're trying to do both of these at the same time,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make this a 4 purple.
Easy.
But you're gonna get a blue boost because they're wounded and they're unprepared. Now, that being said, do you want to use any more?
Well, I just want to add, we're going to add this third proficiency. And we've got 4 in there right now. Did the boosts going off of that screen, did that accurately get knocked down to 4? Or are we back up to 5?
I may not have clicked it,
Okay.
Okay.
but
So we
at that
should be
point
at
I'm going
4.
to go user error,
'Kay.
and you have 5.
Okay.
Sweet.
All right.
Well, if we've got a freebie, I'm just going to grab a boost. There we go. User error. Dumb old Bert. He's so dumb.
I got so... You
Okay.
threw a dude through the air! I was
Yeah,
so
man.
transfixed at
Yeah.
what was happening.
Lethal. Okay.
And just that. Okay.
Let me see here.
You have 3 proficiencies. So
Ooh,
again,
ooh.
these are really powerful, but they're also going to give you the most chance of success, and they're the only dice that let you get that critical hit, the triumph, right? As we saw before, as you sweet talked Gamorrean, and I threw away 3 pages of notes. So,
Cool.
are you cool with that? With that dice pool right there?
Yeah. Can I use one of these things? A hired gun marauder ability?
Yeah, this is one of your abilities that you purchase.
Okay, great. I've got feral strength.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw that down like it's Yu-Gi-Oh. Feral strength. It is passive and ranked. It says that the character deals +1 damage to 1 hit on all successful brawl and melee checks per rank of feral strength. What exactly does that mean? Am I doing this right?
I'm sorry, one more time.
This character deals +1 damage to 1 hit on all successful brawl checks per rank of feral strength.
So every time you make a brawl strength
Check.
right? So
now.
you're attacking someone and you
Yep.
succeed. That's just a +1 damage.
+1 damage. Okay, feral strength.
Not a success, but +1 damage.
Right. If it is a success. Okay. All right.
This is out. Okay. I still am confused as to which ones cancel, which ones out.
Explosions cancel out those guys.
Okay, thank you. So I have 2 of these. Well, that's weird how they're split
Yeah.
up. Okay, great.
You can add the whole total up because it's count up all of the triangles, count up all the explosions.
I see.
No.
Okay, so this is what I'm working with. And then these cancel out these, right?
Yeah, those.
So, okay, cool. And then like this.
Yep, there you go.
So,
Hey, I like those.
3 successes with 1 advantage.
3 successes.
That's gonna be so good.
Rhodians, more like Nodians.
Okay.
That's the old saying.
Yep. Okay. But you weren't trying to just kill them. You were trying to
Throw them into the crowd
throw them
to
in the
keep
crowd.
going.
Okay. So
By their dumb Rhodian faces. I really want some fan art, you guys. That's it. We're gonna get some fan art.
Okay. So I'm gonna do 2 things real quick. Okay. So we're gonna finish this, and then I'm gonna redo this because that's the normal way to do it. So, walk me through that real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm already smiling
Yeah.
because Io has tickled my fancy by doing that awesome move. Yeah. I'm seeing them screaming in pain, and I'm like running towards them, and they go. "Ugh!" They got guns, right? They got blasters. They're like, "Ugh!" Since their heads are kind of up, and with their faces up, I'm 9 foot tall. It's easier for me to grab them by their faces, chuck them. I'll go like this, overhead. And they fall back into the crowd. There's like rich people getting robbed right now. And they're like, oh! And like a Rhodian lands on them. And they get like knocked out. And then we have a clear path. I don't even know what the other 2 guards are doing. I don't know what the Gamoran, I don't know if he's still distracted. But then I say, Io, go, keep going.
We're heading towards the vent.
We're heading towards the vent. That's it.
Perfect. So, great. You kind of just grab these dudes, throw them over. You hear just commotion. And you both start sprinting. So my timer ran out. We're going to stop that. So the timer ended, and as I've seen it, again, in the information in front of me, it ended, it was in the light side for a long time.
For a long
However,
However,
I feel like there's a caveat to this.
As you guys are both running towards the vent,
I have a bad feeling about
and you guys are at the elevator with the Gamorrean.
Right.
You just hear this huge sounding explosion that happens somewhere in the ship. You don't know where, and it just shakes the whole thing.
Okay.
And
Oh no.
power just goes completely out in the ship. And after a few seconds, again, you guys are still running, and you guys are kind of there at the elevator. Emergency lights come back on. But something just happened that you don't know quite yet that set the ship in this state. At this point, we go back to our good friends who were here. You've heard kind of a commotion going on there.
Right.
Kept your. Then I'm going to do
reset.
This works.
All right.
And then start.
Okay.
So
We're
we're going to
running.
start.
We're running.
We're running. I've still got my
Hold on.
my death sticks with me.
Yes.
Now it's
I
counting
just-
down. All right.
Perfect. This is accurate. So now and it should be. Hold on.
I swear, you guys, if Darth Vader boarded the ship, I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna be so mad at Bert. That's way too hard.
Okay, we're gonna do it. So we have the next one. So
Okay.
I think
You're trying to line
we'll
it up.
ignore that. We're working out all the kinks. So the system is a little screwy. It's still the spirit of the note is this is awesome.
Yeah.
So at this point, you've heard this commotion. The ship is kind of like rocked. Emergency lights come on. Again, right kind of a ding. The elevator has kind of reached there, and the Gamorrean's at it. Everything happens, and he looks around confused, and you guys are there. But it looks like, again, something happened to the ship.
Right.
Emergency power. What do you guys do?
I mean, we were doing real well on this, like, let's go to our ship path. And
Captain Kylara Faye,
yes.
you are one of the bravest people I have ever encountered.
Thank you.
Run. I hit the Rhodian. The Gamorrean.
The Gamorrean.
Okay.
And you're
you
running
hit
him? And
for...
is the elevator
the
working?
elevator is just,
That's awesome.
just
Yes.
come up.
Just come up and the doors are open?
Yep.
Oh yeah, so I say
Run.
we're gonna ditch him, but we're gonna get away in the elevator.
Okay.
You're running, I'm hitting.
Yes.
Awesome.
Go.
Yes.
So you're running. So you're gonna go ahead and roll. This is gonna be a brawn check. So this is
have
gonna.
any.
Yeah. So
I have two.
you have two.
Okay.
You have two. So if you have no ranks in this, it's gonna be two green dice. This is gonna be 3 purple, unfortunately, because he is a big Gamorrean. But he was caught off guard because of all the lighting and everything. So I'm gonna give you a natural boost. So that's a 1 blue dice. At the same point, it is a huge Gamorrean, so I'm also going to give you 1 black dice naturally.
Best of luck, Darren.
That being said, you have some dice that are here. If you want to use any of them,
Save them.
I'm saving the new guy.
Did we get a new boost? We got a new one.
Hey!
Thank you.
I'm going. I'm ready. Oh.
Okay, so these are
Those
gone.
are gone. Those are blank, and they're gone. This is a double fail. This is a thing.
So
These are we have
Interesting.
3.
Interesting. Failure
Those cancel
with
that.
advantage.
okay.
Yeah, failure with advantage.
two
Failure with
failures,
advantage.
two advantage.
So
yeah.
you wanted to hit him,
Yes.
and you failed at that. But there's an advantage. What happened?
Well, I didn't hit him very hard, but she got away.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So kind
I'm
of.
just looking at him.
Elegant.
Yeah.
I just hit him.
Yeah. So
I'm learning things. I've never hit anyone before.
you've just learned falling, which is great.
Yes.
And you really want to try it
Categorized, right here.
up high. And you've kind of monitored Herg, who does a lot of kind of practicing of these moves, like on the ship. And
Yeah, I
you're like,
definitely practice my moves on the ship.
Yeah. And you process it, and you're like, I can do that. I've memorized it. I know exactly what to do. And you proceed to swing at the Gamorrean, and you just kind of beef
My
it.
arm
You
goes
don't.
like this, since it's a droid.
It's a droid.
Oink,
Yes.
lamb. But it doesn't really do anything.
Doesn't do anything.
Loink.
But kind of the momentum of it, just you kind of turn and fall into the elevator as it's happening.
Perfect.
So he just kind of looks at you as you kind of air swing past him and kind of, and you fall in. So you've fallen into the elevator and just you've kind of already pushed
In
the
there.
buttons. And, bing, and he's still kind of looking very confused at what happened as you proceed to start. The doors close.
Right.
Instinctually, you guys are at the top.
Right.
You're just pushing to get down to the bottom.
Yep.
So the elevator, it's moving slow because it's on kind of emergency power. This is a good point to remind everyone that you guys are on a crew. You all have comm links, so you can all communicate with each other.
Good.
To a certain extent. So at this point, you guys are traveling down an elevator,
And we're still
you
running.
guys went. You've reached it. You went for the
Vent?
vent,
Yeah.
right? So you just rip off this thing.
Oh, I don't have to roll for it. It's so easy.
Yeah. And you dive in. So at this point, we have 2 people, John McClaning it through the vents, and 2 other people just kind of taking a slow ride down Turbolift. This could be a good time, maybe to check in with everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get some R&R, they said. It'd be relaxing, they said.
I'm gonna try to contact our separated party members on my comm link.
Perfect. You got you're not being jammed. There's nothing. So
Herg, Io, what's your location?
We're in a vent,
Captain,
good.
We're in a vent.
so we're somewhere above you.
Fantastic. We made it down. We're heading down in the elevator to the lower level to the hangar to try to get back to our ship. Let's rendezvous there.
Herg, Io, this is CZ70B, protocol droid from Alderaan.
That's okay.
I engaged in fisticuffs for the very first time.
Good for you.
I was quite good at it, wasn't I, Captain?
Yeah, great.
The captain agreed. I will now quote her on something that she would say about herself. Hooray for me, I am awesome.
great. So you guys are on your way down. You
Yeah.
guys are going through this event. It's kind of easy for you guys because you're just heading down.
Right.
So in the vent, you're crawling through. It's a little bit difficult for you to move because as you've repeatedly mentioned, you're a 9-foot-tall cat creature. And these vents weren't necessarily built for somebody your size, so you're kind of just...
But listen, if it fits, it sits. Okay.
If it fits, it sits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay.
It crawls.
Yes.
So you're making your way through.
I feel nice. I feel good.
Cool. So you just kind of see this. You went for the vent, and not so you're.
If somebody's looking up, there's just like fur that's like sticking through little holes in the vent. It's like making its way through.
Traveling.
Yeah.
So it's not that far of a distance where you kind of see where it's like this vent is going forward and then just kind of does a down, heading toward like basically. So imagine if the casino is up high and they're taking the elevator down. You've reached the point where all this air is coming up, but it's still coming from down below. So in theory, if they're traveling down, you're right at the edge, being able to also go down.
Nice.
What do you guys do?
I want to smell just to kind of like use my senses to see if it's dangerous or not in there. Basically, I'm smelling for trash. Yes, I'm trying to avoid some trash. Okay. All right.
Okay. As far as you can, I'm not going to even have you roll.
Okay.
So you're just kind of smelling. It definitely smells like...
Who went into the vent first?
I'd say I would because I'm
Yes.
smaller.
And I also pulled it to
Yeah.
be like, Io, please. Okay, so cool. So I'll say like,
Smells fine up ahead. Io, keep going.
And we're headed towards that
You're heading
drop-off?
towards kind of basically, it's the precipice before it kind of go... You're in the shaft from the casinos behind you. You're walking forward. You're crawling your way through. And you're like at the point where it just kind of like drops down towards basically whatever is on the edge following the elevator shaft down. Kind of like, or the casino's up here, shaft goes all the way down back to like the main compartment of the rest of the cruise ship.
Okay. Okay. And that is our only, besides just clearing that and going forward, that is our only other option in regards to
From what you can
direction?
see, right?
Okay.
As you're kind of moving forward, presumably there's going to be side routes,
Okay.
but you don't know where
they
that's
lead.
going to go.
Yeah. Well, I say the simplest answer is right in front of us. So let's go in the direction of the other two because they're closer to the ship than we are, and we need to get to where they are right now.
Agreed.
So we're going to basically just side crawl our way down.
sounds good.
All right,
Okay.
sounds good to me.
Perfect. So you get to this edge, and you might think if there's something maybe useful that you would have maybe to help get your way down, and you remember, oh yeah, that's right. You're an assassin from years of training, and you always come prepared. And sometimes the rest of your crew members kind of give you crap for it because you kind of maybe over prepare for something. You remember, no, that's right. You know, they told me I was crazy for bringing climbing gear and holding it while I'm walking around in a casino. And who's laughing now?
Exactly.
Right?
Flashback. Hello, I'm a protocol droid. You're crazy for having climbing gear. Flash forward.
I'm just standing there going,
Cool. Cool.
So as you kind of get to the edge, you remember, oh, I have this thing. So you're going to use this to kind of help you climb your way down.
okay.
That being said, how you guys are just kind of shimmying your way down?
Basically, right now, I've got a grip on both sides of the shaft, and I am just making
And you
my
go
way
first?
down.
I've got my climbing gear right here.
Yeah, your claws.
I'm behind Io, but because of the tight, like she could have maneuvered so that she's going feet down.
Yeah.
Right. If you were climbing this way, so you're going feet down. But since I was kind of stuck, I'm just going head first. But I'm not worried about it because cats always land on their feet. So wherever we end up, I'm gonna land on my
You're
feet.
gonna be fine.
But I'm just kind of like,
Yep.
whatever. It's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. So you both are going to do athletics checks again.
Okay.
This is just to make sure that you're, continuing to move.
Okay, so I've got one in athletics.
You have one in athletics, and
Two in-
athletics uses brawn.
Okay, so I've got one athletics and two in bronze.
So you're going to have one green, one
green,
yellow.
One yellow, okay.
And you have athletics as well?
Good to go.
Perfect.
How many
So
purples?
it's going to be 2 for you.
Okay,
And you're going to get a blue dice as a boost because you have the climbing gear.
okay.
It's going to be 2 for you, but you're going to have the black dice because you're going face first over the edge.
Ain't worried about it.
Yeah. Now, that being said, you still have a little bit of a pool that's building up.
I'll take a boost.
Yeah.
I'll take a boost out here. So knock that sucker down to 4. Because, like I said, cats always on other feet.
Yeah.
That's my boost. Okay.
And are you cool with your dice pool?
Yeah, I'm cool
Okay.
about it. Yep. And so at this point, have I started using the climbing gear? Have I
Presumably,
Okay.
unless you have a
So
different
this is
solution.
Because right now I am just using my own body weight to hold
versus
myself
triangle.
Presumably,
Right.
it's the
Okay.
climbing
Yeah.
gear allows you to
Yeah.
there are like things like
And
maybe
then,
you strap onto
Wait,
your
hold on.
boots.
That was
Okay.
So you're
that
kind
was
of like
that
using
guy.
it
We'll do
as
this.
extra
This
grip
cancels
Okay.
as you're kind of moving
Yes,
down.
completely.
Got
There
it.
we go.
Unless you have an alternative.
Cool.
And
Because
then,
I was like,
You
I
just
can't
need
rig
one
anything
Yeah.
in that shaft. So
Yeah.
yeah,
one of
extra
these guys
for the-
cancels
It's like
out
ninja
that.
claws.
So
Yeah,
you're,
okay.
you're left with one success.
Perfect.
One advantage.
So, great.
I have got. Oh, this looks good.
That looks very
It's really good. So I've got
very good.
2 successes. So get rid of these. 2 successes and 2 advantages.
Perfect.
And I've
Yeah.
got 3 successes, 1 advantage.
Perfect. So, success and advantage. Okay, so walk me through this journey. Because presumably at this point you're here, you're kind of walking down, and there's just this cat head that kind of keeps popping
Keeps
down
inching
as
down.
you're kind of going down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the meantime, I have put the makeshift shanks that I made back behind my vest, and I'm climbing down with ease because I've got climbing gear on me, guys.
And it's so easy for me that we just start having a conversation of small talk, where it's just like,
Good job earlier with those Rhodians.
Thank you.
Very impressed. Very impressed.
All right. I don't normally work in a team, but that actually proved to be very, very, very useful.
I as well, Io, and you should know that you make a good team member.
Thank you. Just how far are we down?
I don't
Do you want to
know.
get in contact with the captain because my hands are kind of full right now?
So you guys are like working your way
Yeah.
down. But you guys are faster.
Yeah.
Because
They're in an elevator.
So,
we've
you're in an
arrived on the
elevator.
bottom
Yeah,
floor.
So, but before we get to the bottom,
Okay.
walk me through what's going on and where you're at, or kind of what you're doing as the elevator's heading down. Right?
And that's why you don't bring climbing gear when there are elevators.
Yes. Yeah.
That is my point.
Listen, we're traveling like civilized folk here, enjoying our elevator ride. I really think this worked out quite well, actually.
What's the Muzak sound like in this elevator? What is it?
like the Doug theme song?
Yeah, it's like the Doug thing.
Okay.
But jazz.
Jazz.
Yeah.
Okay, great, fantastic.
Or piano. Yeah.
There's only one thing that's bothering me, and that's our friend in the tropical shirt. I still really want to know what his deal is. I have a feeling that he could somehow be connected to all of this. Really trying not to let my curiosity get the advantage of me and go looking for him.
So you're thinking about that, CZ. You're just going along for the ride.
Indeed.
Okay.
I did not bring climbing gear.
So
Who would?
I'm really glad that he didn't have to climb down the. That's what I'm thinking right now.
it'd be more of a
just
push
dropped.
than
And we would just hope for the best. So
That
this
would
really,
be falling from a great height.
I really think this
I would
mission's
learn
been
that.
a smashing success.
Something new.
So as you kind of just think about the idiocracy of bringing climbing gear on a cruise, and you're thinking about this man that kind of was at the beginning of this whole events.
Yeah.
You kind of fail to kind of prepare yourself any sort of way for when you get to the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
So you kind of just keep thinking of it and just bing, the door opens and there's just 2 security droids that don't seem to be part of the ship, that just kind of turn around and look at you and are processing the fact that they're like a robotic voice is like, who are you and why are you here?
Great.
Right? They're just kind of staring at you like, what's this?
Right. CZ, take it away, man. I mean, you can communicate with droids.
Indeed. Hello, I am CZ70B. I'm a protocol droid. I am here because I was built. Why are you here? Nice to meet you. Pleased, I'm sure.
Brilliant. So at this point, you're talking to them. It's gonna just be a simple. Give me 1 second on this.
Also, run.
All right. You're going to do a... man. I'm going to just go with...
Yeah.
This is tough.
Droids are kind of
This
my
is tough.
weakness.
I'm
'cause
gonna
I
go-
can't
I'm gonna
really
go with-
use, like human negotiation.
This is gonna be a negotiation because you're talking to them. You're not gonna really use charm because you're just kind of talking to them at a certain level. So this is gonna be a negotiation check. Mm-hmm. And just to remind myself, you asked that you introduced yourself. Mm-hmm. You said you're here because you were built.
I was created.
And then you asked them specifically what
why are they
are
here?
here. Mm-hmm. So go ahead and roll.
I then added charmed, I'm sure.
Yeah, charmed, I'm sure. So this is going to be your that check, which I just said, which I remember because
Negotiation.
I said it. Negotiation. So this is using your presence.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have a negotiation thing.
Perfect.
Well.
So what's your presence score?
My
2?
presence is 2.
So it's going to be
I have 1 negotiation thingy.
1 green, 1 yellow.
Green
This
one.
is going to be a 3 purple.
Lovely.
And you're more than welcome to use any of the dice that you're assembling. I am going to use one of my GM setback dice. So you're going to add a black one to that.
Add a black.
Yep, lovely.
Right?
Do you want to add any other?
Okay.
All right.
We're just going to see what happens.
It's gonna be fun.
So, Droid.
Oops. There's a thing. Well, that's
Oh,
a thing.
that's
So
good.
that was a good thing.
Yep. Yep.
That was a failure. So we have 3 failures. We have that success.
2 successes.
And
So
some
failure
problems.
with a disadvantage.
Yes.
Perfect. So failure with a disadvantage.
But what was this? This is canceled out?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
because-
one's canceled by this one.
Okay.
And
And that one was canceled by this
Nope.
one.
Nope.
Nope.
one of these is canceled by
Canceling
this
that.
one.
Yeah.
So we're
So
left
this
with-
turns into
A
this.
1.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
what you're left with.
Perfect.
So what just happened?
A failure with a disadvantage.
Yes. They don't believe anything I say.
Pretty
They're
accurate.
obviously very militant from what I'm seeing.
Yep.
Right.
And I certainly am not. So I would imagine they're not going to be impressed by anything I have to say or by my make and model.
So correct. So you're sitting there talking to them, and as the words leave your mouth, you're already processing the kind of successful rate of it, and you realize, you're gonna fail. And
I quickly add, would you bring climbing gear to a casino boat? I certainly would not. Thoughts?
and that last little bit kind of like goes in them, and you kind of you as a droid know that there's a little bit of extra microsecond of processing, and they kind of just their heads kind of like tweak a little bit, and they're like, "No one is allowed to be here. Go back up the elevator," and they pull out their guns and they go, "No one is allowed to leave." They kind of indicate.
We are not leaving. We are coming. We just arrived.
Yes. This droid, I am his prisoner. Yep.
She is my prisoner.
Yes. We took a wrong turn. We're so sorry.
We are very sorry. Shame on you, prisoner. I shame her. What do I roll?
Despite you trying to kind of convince them that at this point they've already
Okay, great.
and you see the appendages flip a setting on their guns, and they proceed to kind of like raise them up towards you.
This is highly unnecessary.
Yeah. We're gonna have to fight, I think. We gotta get these guys out of the way and get to our ship. So I don't have any weapons on me, but we're gonna have to just drop down to the ground and do a little swift roundhouse kick. Just knock them out from
Sweep the
below.
leg.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So as you're kind of going through this kind of oh crap moment of figuring out what you're gonna do, you kind of hear some like sounds next to you, kind of in the shaft, and just the metal panel on the wall just kind of out and flies out, and for some reason he got in front, and a 9-foot tall cat creature kind of tumble rolls out and kind of springs to his feet, and you kind of have made your way out.
Out after.
So at this point, you've kind of been making your way down, and and you kick open this panel, and you just see these 2 droids that have guns aimed at your fellow companions.
Are their backs to us?
They are, if
We're like to the
the
side.
elevator's here and the 2 droids are in front of it, you've kind of popped out and you're at the flank of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at this point, we're going to do a little bit of combat.
Okay.
And the way that this is, unfortunately, you guys don't get some sort of first strike on them because you've kind of just popped out. At the same point, they're going to not get some sort of advantage for that. So what we're going to do is have everyone roll their... at this point, it's going to be the 2 of you guys rolling cool because you've kind of popped your way out.
Out of the
And you're not kind of at edge. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
cool.
So, and then CZ and Kilara
Kilara, yeah.
are going to use your vigilance. At this point, you weren't quite prepared for this fight. Both of you quite literally don't have any weapons. So you're going to roll these, and this is super simple. This is the way that combat works. We're kind of figuring out the order of things.
Right.
You're just going to take whatever the dice pool amount is that you would get for this thing and roll it. And the way that we determine kind of the order is, and the enemies will roll as well, is you're going to go success. The person with the most success hits when they roll is top priority. If there's ties, then it goes to advantages, and then if you get a triumph for some reason, that's kind of the last tier. So everyone just simple roll. There's no purple dice.
Okay.
I'm going to roll for these
So
guys.
I've got 2 cool, and then my presence is 2 as well.
Dang.
Damn. Okay.
So that means that you roll in.
So you have 2
They're
cool.
both. Then they're both
They're
yellow.
both yellow. Yeah.
Both yellow.
Yeah.
Snapped.
Both yellow. Any greens?
No, because
Okay.
they've replaced it now.
All right.
Yeah.
Anybody who is concerned with maybe their order can use these. If not,
No.
then
So I'm just I have 2 presents, so 2 green?
2
Yeah.
green.
Lovely.
Wait, for vigilance?
Oh yeah.
We're
you
doing
guys-
vigilance, which is will.
It's the. Oh right.
Will? Oh, I have
Yeah.
1. Then
Yeah,
will
you guys are
power
doing
or will?
cool.
Vigilance will I have nothing. So it would just be 1.
But your willpower is 1.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just 1.
Just
Yeah.
Lovely.
You want to buy one of these?
No.
Yeah,
Love
okay.
it. I love the
saving.
dedication. I love the dedication.
I'm confident that
Yeah.
Io's here. It's going to be fine.
Okay.
Are they at all surprised that someone came out with climbing gear?
I know you are.
I don't think they've fully processed what
One
they're
success,
wearing.
one advantage.
Just the fact that they've popped out of the wall.
Nothing.
So okay, perfect.
I'm very surprised that someone came out with climbing gear.
So
One success, one advantage.
one success.
I've got 1 advantage. That's it.
Okay.
So no successes, no failures, just 1 advantage.
I got 3 successes.
Okay. So you've made this long trek down the shaft. You're a little bit, physically tired, and at that point, I'm actually going to have both of you guys take 2 strain.
2 strain. Okay.
So you have a strain current number, and that should be on your character sheet next to your win
Correct,
points.
yes.
So at that point, you're just reduced 2 because you've done this kind of exertion of climbing yourself down the shaft, right? So you're a little bit tired, but just fight or flight kicks in. So you kind of, Herg somehow got in front of you, knocked out the panel, and you've kind of walked out, and you've immediately assessed the fact that there's 2 droids who have guns on your partners. Instinctually, you're like, well, there's some sort of conflict going on here. What do you do first?
Okay, so I see my friends still in the elevator shaft,
Yeah.
but you got 2 security guards right in front of them. I am just going to just charge and see if I can knock one of them over.
Perfect. Okay, so you're just gonna your movements because you guys are really close. You're engaged. Perfect. I have your guys' dice pool, so if ever
Okay.
you need to know, just
Right.
let me know.
Perfect.
Right now it's 4 boost, 1. So 4 blue,
Yes.
1 green, 4 yellow.
We got
Done.
Right. So you
Thank you,
swiftly
Internet.
move over,
Yes.
and you're gonna do a melee attack with your kind of improvised.
I'll use the blunt end of the
Okay.
and try to get them.
I have
Back of
a
the nine.
question.
Yes.
Do these dice carry over to the next game, or do we need to use them?
TB, no, they're gonna carry over.
Okay.
Oh,
All
I
right.
think.
Okay.
For now, at least, yes.
Okay.
And then we can always readdress that.
Perfect.
Because
Cool.
that's what's so cool about the show. All right. So you're just you're gonna hit a droid in the face with a pool stick.
Nice.
So this is going to be a melee attack. So what do you have any sort of melee skills or ranks?
Where would I find that?
It is under combat.
So
skills.
on the right side, so there's
I've
your normal
got-
skills, and then on the right of that, there's the top little box that says combat.
Yes, okay, I see it. I've got 1 in melee.
So you have one rank in
Nice.
melee, and then
my
what is your
My
brawn?
brawn is 2.
So you're going to have 1 green and 1 yellow.
1 green and 1 yellow.
And this is a melee attack, so it's going to be 2 purple.
2 purple. Okay.
And you can feel free to add any of your dice. It's 4 blue, 1 green,
Okay.
4 yellow, if you wish.
You know what? There's a lot of us here. I'm going to refrain from boosting. Yeah.
Wow.
Because we've got them outnumbered.
Okay.
If anything
That
happens,
is true.
there's still 3 of us left if I fail to do this. So I'm going to charge at them and take, my makeshift weapons, but using the blunt end, and I'm going to try to clock at least one of them out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the very least,
Yeah.
one goes limp and their body weight just falls on the other one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right,
Domino.
go
There
ahead
you
and roll.
go.
Yeah.
Domino effect.
Got.
Hey.
All right. So we got 3 successes, 1 disadvantage.
3 successes
3 successes, 1. So
and one advantage?
disadvantage.
Disadvantage, okay. So in combat, the way that it is, so whatever your weapons normally say, it's like the damage, it's that damage plus every success that you get. So in this case, it would be the damage of your weapon plus 3.
Okay.
Right? And you can use advantages in combat to do a lot of different things. You can use it to like recover strain. Like some weapons will have like a critical hit and will be like use 2 strain, or I'm sorry, 2 advantage. And you can like activate a special power on your weapon. Similarly, if you guys get disadvantages, I can do things where it's like you ran out of energy in your gun or whatnot. In this case, because you have an improvised weapon, your base damage is only going to be like 1,
Okay.
but plus
Plus my successes.
your successes.
Okay.
You had 3,
I got 3.
so it's 4. Unfortunately, it's a robot, and it has very strong military
yes.
a
hardware.
high threshold.
So you just kind of hit this droid, and it's just nothing seems to you dent it. Nothing seems to break through the armor.
Okay.
And it just kind of looks at you.
Okay.
Okay.
So then,
Me.
yes, you just literally you're sitting in an elevator. And you see your companion just run up and just hit one of these robots with a stick.
Yep.
And that's about it. So
Great.
what do you want to do?
Now's going to be a great time to run.
Okay.
Yeah, because I want to. Well, I want to get to the ship so I can get us some freaking actual weapons.
Captain is good captain.
Okay.
So I'm getting out of here.
You're just going to use both your things to kind of move through, and you're just kind of sprinting. And at this point, to kind of, again, you guys have been on the ship enough to kind of know, again, the basic layout as it would be for a passenger. That if the casino is up here, it comes down, like heading to the rear of the ship is kind of like higher end kind of clientele rooms, and then it kind of goes this way, and then it's the huge hangar, and then the rest of the ship is that way. So relatively, the hangar is actually really close.
Okay.
So you're just kind of running past these droids, and you want to say anything kind of as you run past?
I mean, guys, I'm gonna just go get us our weapons real fast. Hang tight, hold down the fort. I'll be right back.
And you just sprint.
Yep.
Perfect.
That was helpful.
So both of the droids kind of like turn, and one is kind of distracted by you. So you kind of ran past it, so it's going to turn around and fire at you as you're kind of running past it, because its protocol is don't let anyone kind of leave this area. So real quick, give me 2 seconds.
So our weapons are on the Yojimbo on our ship?
Unless you kind of snuck them on board.
Right. Okay, cool.
They are left.
So checking them means just leaving them in it. Okay, cool.
Correct. And so as you're running, it was not prepared for the fact that you just kind of booked it.
Yep.
So it starts kind of like firing before it even turns around. So
Right.
like this blaster just kind of harmlessly kind of goes against the wall.
Fantastic.
And you hear it. You hear back there, and you know that somebody's shooting at you.
Right, but I'm just gonna go for it.
And so the other droid has kind of turned towards you because you've hit it in the face with the stick, and it doesn't quite like that. So it's going to try and just kind of use its momentum to kind of just check you.
Knock
with
me
its
out of the
gun.
way.
And I'm going to no, never mind. So it hits you. And it only does 1 damage.
Okay.
So kind of in this thing, as you kind of hit it with its stick, it kind of just does like one of these and like kind of like goes towards you.
Like headbutts?
Headbutts
Okay.
you. But it's kind of like, you kind of like step back and it just kind of like clips,
Okay.
I guess, your face. But it doesn't really do anything
Doesn't really do
besides like,
anything.
did a robot just try and headbutt me?
Okay.
So you take 1 wound, but you have soak, right?
Yes. I've
So
got
normally
5
when you
soak.
take damage, you use your soak first. So it kind of like, as you went to hit it, and it did nothing.
Right.
Like it kind of went to like hit you, and you just kind of
kinda bounce
I have
up.
a mic. So probably shouldn't have done that. But it hits you, and you just, what just happened?
Okay.
Right.
So I've got 5 soak.
You have 5 soak, so nothing happened. So literally,
right.
you just absorbed its kind of melee brawl with the padding that you had on
Okay.
it.
Does damage need to do more than your total soak to even go into your wounds?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Correct. Similarly, as hitting a battle droid, combat droid with a stick, even if you did damage, you have to break through their kind
soak
of soak
value.
first.
Okay.
So Herg, sweet
Yeah,
Herg,
I have an advantage.
you have an advantage. You busted out, right? You've seen this your kind of climbing companion run up, hit this
my
thing with a
captain
stick,
ran away.
and your captain just kind of run past them and be like, "I'll be back later."
She is a smart captain.
What do you want to do, man?
If my advantage just means that like I didn't succeed at anything, but I get an advantage.
That was just.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That was just
that was
rank
just
of
the
the
order.
ranking.
Oh, so
Yeah,
now,
so now you're ready to fight.
Good.
We're kind of like in
Good.
combat, so you
Good.
can do like a movement.
I
and
don't
an
have
action.
a gun. I don't have my vibro axe.
Yeah.
I've got my little knife, but it's like droids. These are like battle droids, right? I see my homies. I want to go help them, so I want to do a bowling pin tackle move thing. I want to try to get it so that the droids are set up like not like this, but like this, and just charge them, and then just kind of tackle one into the other. Instead of like trying to destroy them, like to just like you know immobilize.
You
them.
want to just like kind of check one.
Check them, knock
Yeah.
them down,
Okay.
get them out of the way, so we can keep running.
All right, so this is going to be, since you're not trying to do a melee, this is going to be a brawn.
Brawn. Okay, cool. Okay, that's it. Just straight brawn. All right. That's 4 greens. How many purples, man?
So it's only 2 purples because you're doing a
Nice.
melee.
Thank you.
And
So
then
line up.
you have any ranks in
In
brawl?
in brawl, you know I do.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
then you should replace one of your greens with that yellow.
All right.
Brawl. Good
Okay.
to go.
Dang.
Perfect. I'm going to use a setback because
Whatever.
I have
Shut
them
up.
and I'm going to. So
cares?
add a black one to that.
Dumb. Okay. All right. So, this is a failure. That's a success.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Good to
yep.
go.
Goodbye.
These are this many successes
So
with this many
these two
advantages.
go bye-bye also.
Thank you. And I have
And then you're basically this, and then
turns
a
into that.
Yeah.
Great. 2 successes, 1 disadvantage.
Okay. So in your brawl is 4.
Yeah. My brawl.
I'm sorry, your brawn.
Correct.
Your brawn.
Yes.
So it's gonna be 4 because you're just doing a physical attack plus 2 because you had 2 success. So you're doing like 6 damage into it. So you kind of just run up to this thing, but you have a disadvantage. So what exactly did you try to do to it?
Can I use feral strength? I have that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So that deals +1 damage to 1 hit on all
Yep.
successful brawl.
Yep.
That's it. And I can't use. I have a question about lethal blows. I've got lethal blows.
Okay.
It says that this character adds +10 per rank of lethal blows to any critical injury rolls.
So a critical injury is you'll access it, right? So you roll.
Basically, we'll get to that later.
And if you get an advantage, you can be like, cool, I'm going to activate a critical hit, right?
Ooh.
And then from a critical hit, there's like an entire chart of like, how severe was this? Did you like sever someone's artery or did you like, just cripple their leg?
Cool.
So that is like, you're basically that skill lets you be like, I'm going to just make sure that this is farther down that chart,
I
more
understand.
severe.
Okay,
right?
cool. Well, then that'll be a fun bridge that we get to when we cross it.
Fun
Fun
okay.
bridge to cross when we get to it. Okay, so I succeeded, but I have a disadvantage. Or that's a threat, or that's a disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Okay, so I check the one droid into the other one, and they fall over. But then my disadvantage is that I also fall over.
Okay.
So Herg, in that move, falls down. He's a cat. He's still agile, but he is on the ground as he's looking up, and he's like, "Run, Captain, go! Get us our weapons." So that's it. So I'm on the ground.
So you kind of proceed to run at it. You kind of check it, and it kind of knocks one into the other one. In the process, you're tumbling, and you're just going to take one strain from doing that because you're kind of falling down.
Cool.
But like you've knocked them into each other. That said, okay, 1 second, sorry. So you knock the first one, and it tumbles down, and it just kind of falls down. So you kind of fall down onto it, which is what kind of caused you that strain because you kind of hurt it as it fell on you. The other one kind of like knocks backwards, but hasn't fallen over. So it's still up, but
7/10
you're
split.
kind of looking at the droid's crotch area, I guess, as you kind of knocked it over, and you're both kind of tangled up on the ground.
Okay.
So, CZ, sweet CZ.
I look at the one droid who is remaining upright, and I say, I have learned something new, and I fall on him.
Yes. Yes.
Brilliant. Okay, so you're going to move forward. You're going to do a brawn.
Is two of them.
Okay, and I don't know if you have any ranks in it, so it might just be 2 green.
2
In
green.
brawl.
And then you're going to do 2 purple.
I don't think he has any.
And,
Two brawn, but no brawl.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
So, 2 green,
So that,
2 purple.
and then would you like to use any of your dice? No? Okay.
I'll save them.
Yeah.
We'll just see what happens.
Okay.
2 and 2, so those go away.
Actually, no, those don't cancel.
Those don't.
No, these cancel each other
These
out.
cancel. So I've got
2 success.
2 successes with a disadvantage.
2
Perfect.
disadvantage,
We've seen this before.
That kind of makes sense.
That makes perfect sense, actually.
Because you're on
Okay.
the ground
Right.
again.
I fall on one. My disadvantage is that I fall on one.
Okay, so hold
And
on.
I'm looking at him and I go, we fell on them.
Yes, CC.
Have you fallen before?
Yes, many times, CC.
Did you bring climbing gear?
No.
Who would? Who would?
I am still standing.
Yeah.
Here.
So you kind of waddle your way forward as a protocol droid, and I've learned something, and you kind of just tip over at it. It wasn't prepared for it because, again, it had turned around to look at your fleeing captain. So as it's kind of turning back, it just sees this metal droid falling on it. You hit it, and you impact it. It's literally just a metal body hitting another metal body, so you haven't really done any damage to it, but you've just kind of tipped him over, and you just, oh no, and it like falls down. So now you're just face to face with its kind of like robotic eyes staring at each other, and you've fallen on it. You want to say anything as you look?
Have you fallen before? This must be my 3rd time. I can give you advice on how to do it again if you did not do it correctly. It does help when one goes, wee, as one is implementing this maneuver. Shall we try again? I am CZ7OB. Have you malfunctioned? He's not very polite. He's refused to answer.
It's processing. They didn't spend a lot of time programming. It to interact, and especially with the speed in which you're kind of
They
communicating
never
with it.
do with those kind of droids.
It's just processing.
I've learned this.
Okay, so we start back up. So first again, you've kind of just hit this thing.
Base, and I've taken a headbutt in return. Yeah.
Taking a headbutt. It didn't really affect you because you're kind of like whatever. And then in the process, you've seen her kind of like spear tackle one and knock it down. And then
CZ's just like,
CZ
"Me
just kind
too."
of waddles out and kind of tipples over the other one. I guess, where do you go from here?
Well, the two droids are still functioning on the
Yes.
ground, are they?
Oh, very much so.
Okay. And you're just talking to one of them, and you're laying on top of another one.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, we don't have any time to waste. They're droids. I'm not technically killing anybody here. So I take my pool shanks again with the sharp side and just...
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Perfect. Into the one that Herg's on or the one that CZ's on?
Oh, both?
Or both. One per hand. Stabby, stabby.
You could do that, but it's going to be harder for you to do.
Okay.
So you can try to do it.
You know what? I'm going to go for the one that CZ is on top of because at the very least, I mean, you got your mitts. If you have to, you can take the other one out. I'm less worried about you.
Can I assist her in that by like, am I close enough to that one? Can I push CZ out of the way? Because if they're just like face to face, like I just want to like either kick him with my leg or with my paw to just be like, ugh, get out of the way, CZ, knowing that she's gonna like try to attack. Can I do that? Or is this an order of operations?
Or I could come in
Yes,
from the
you
side.
can.
Okay.
You can assist this. It's difficult because you're kind of like locked in it.
Right.
But it will be you will be limited on what you can do on your turn.
I just
so you
want
kind
to
of
try.
like kick him off of the droid. Correct?
I just want to get it so that their faces are not lining up.
Yeah.
So that the enemy droid's face is just lying there on his back, and then he can get stabbed.
Okay.
That's all I want to do.
Okay. So this is going to be another melee attack.
Okay.
So this is going to use your brawn.
My
So
brawn
did you
is
push me
2.
off? We don't know.
My
yet.
melee is 1, so I
I
got
think I
2
did.
yellow,
Yeah.
yes? Because my
The whole time
brawn
you
is
were
2, and then my melee, I've got 1 melee.
So it's going to be 1 yellow, 1 green.
1 yellow.
As you push me off, I say, boring conversation anyway.
And then it's going to be 2, and you're going to get. I'm going to give you a blue
Okay.
because
Any purples?
yeah, two purples. Sorry, and then 1 blue because you're being assist by Herg.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna use another black dice. I'm gonna use a setback, just because I have them, and as much as. Ooh.
Is that at the end of the countdown? Or we?
No.
Okay.
No. That's still active.
We're tipping over. We're
Okay.
tipping over to the dark side here. Okay.
Great.
All right, this is good.
Oh.
We got. So these cancel each other out. So I've got. Those cancel each other out. So I've got 2 success with an advantage.
Yep.
Ooh.
2 success with an advantage. So your bronze score is 2.
2.
So you're gonna do 4 damage to it.
Okay.
But you have an advantage. So I guess.
Advantage. You've pushed
CZ.
CZ out of the way.
Clear shot.
Okay. So I have basically I've successfully gotten the 1 droid basically decommissioned because I've stabbed it through the face. Because I've kneeled down, I am now on level with the other one to basically kick it, side kick it, head, and I'm wearing climbing gear, so I've got extra grips
Okay.
on the soles of my boot.
So you
Climbing gear.
come down on the droid again. Unfortunately, you're just using these broken pool sticks, so it just kind of reflects off.
Okay.
So it doesn't seem to like penetrate. It's not doing enough to seem to kind of penetrating like it's armor plating. But you kind of use. You said you're kind of pushing. Well, how are you interacting with this other one?
Basically, as I'm attempting to penetrate the skull of this droid here, I've basically angled myself in a way that I have a clear shot of the other droid that is underneath Herg.
Got it.
To essentially just heal it.
You've positioned yourself.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, yeah. So you've done that, and it hasn't really done anything, but you've now kind of maneuvered so that you can see
I've got a
both
clear
of them
shot of
at the same time. Okay.
Are these
Perfect.
Federation battle droids, or do they have eye sockets like
They
some
have-
do, or are they those long?
They're secure. They're not Clone Wars era
Right,
droids.
right.
They're just security droids.
Yeah.
Okay.
That are used. They have like kind of just a single visor that goes across like this. So like occasionally, as they're like accessing information or they're checking, you'll see like a red line that kind of comes out and scans.
Do they say by your command?
Or do they say, "Watch out, Michael"?
Danger.
Kit.
Would that
Oh,
be
okay.
penetratable? The visor.
The visor, yes.
The visor. If
I
you
don't know if we can ask this.
specifically,
Yeah.
if you specifically try to target it, sure.
Okay.
Cool.
It
Okay.
changes things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you still have to hit it. At this point, so you're locked in it. You're just sprinting down a hallway.
I'm on my weapon side quest right now.
Okay, so you just left, and you're just gonna keep running.
Listen, I gotta get our weapons.
Got it. Okay, so the droids are gonna try and just push both of you off of them.
Okay, sure. All right.
Herg, you're a big 9-foot tall cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just struggling to kind of like push you off, and in the process of doing it, you just kind of see it just and like it's just forcing itself up.
Love it.
And you're just kind of putting a paw on it, and it's just like straining itself. You hear like gears and wire kind of like start to snap and break as it's like just trying to push you off, but can't. The other one though. You're on top of it. You've kind of hit it in the head. It starts to get up, and you've kept it there, but you just kind of hear this, and it starts making a noise as if it's sort of transmitting something from itself.
All right.
And then, so Herg, you're on top of this one that seems to be kind of breaking under the strain of you on top of it. What do you want to do?
Here's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I have these beautiful haunches. Okay. And I want to bring. Yes. As the old thing goes. Since I'm almost like doing like a push-up on him, or like I had a paw on him, I want to bring up a haunch and kind of put it on its chest as a way to kick it down between my thighs, and also bring myself up. I want to get up and just run towards the ship, but at the same time want to like kick the droid away so that it's further away. It maybe rolls away, whatever. And as I'm getting up, I want to try to. In my head, I see an action sequence where I'm like, "CZ, let's go!" and I'm just like picking him up and then running.
Okay, so go ahead and roll
whatever I can get away with that.
Yeah, so you're just kind of using because you have these crazy hind legs, right?
Yeah, I'm not trying to fight. I just want hind legs.
Spring off
get
of
up,
it.
spring off, and either when I'm up or after, I'm gonna grab CZ.
Okay, so go ahead and roll athletics.
Okay, cool. Yeah, sweet.
And then, so this is going to be a bronze skill.
Check, got it.
It's going to be a 3.
Ooh, we got an extra ability in
No,
here.
yeah. Oh, nice. So it's going to be 3 purple.
3 purples.
But I'm going to give you 1 blue naturally because of just your athleticism of your hind legs.
Right.
And then I'm going to use black.
Okay.
What's his face?
Togarian, that's right.
Yeah.
Togarian, yeah.
Togarian.
Are you content with that dice pool?
I want to jazz it up, guys.
Yeah, add to it.
I'm going proficiency.
Oh,
extra
Situation here,
Let's just
and,
get
yeah.
it. I want to get to some space. Let's get out of these like security droids that are like really giving us a lot of trouble. Okay.
Hey!
Yeah. Glad I did that.
Triumph!
Glad I did that. Okay, so we have got these 2 advantages take out these disadvantages, right?
Yep.
Good to go. This is a couple advantages, a success,
That's a
a
success
failure.
and a failure, and so those
Cancel
go
that.
goodbye.
So I have got a lightsaber shooting straight up to the sky with 3 advantages.
Perfect. So that's success with advantage and triumph.
But I technically didn't roll a success.
Technically, it was all advantage and triumph.
But
It's advantage and triumph.
The triumph counts as
both.
1 success.
Good.
Great.
And that wasn't canceled by anything
No.
else. So it's yes, you have a success with advantage and triumph. So pay me just what just happened.
Cool. Just to follow through with what I said earlier, which I thought was going to be too much stuff, but I guess I'm going to be able to get away with it. I have a feeling that this friendship between Herg and CZ is going to really go places. This has become my favorite. This is great. So I bring up my big, beautiful haunch, my paw, okay, put it right on this droid's chest. As I'm getting up, I'm looking over at CZ, and Herg kicks down, and the droid's like, danger, or whatever it says, roger, and then just like kicks and goes away and just like slides down between my legs, and I go, CZ, let's go, and pick it up as it's still trying to talk or something, whatever CZ's doing, spouting some information about all
Sorry about this. He's
Yeah.
only a Togorian.
Don't apologize, CZ. And I pick him up and kind of like do one of these, ooh, and get up. So like I basically like have him here, right? Like Spider-Man holding that burglar on that first cover. Like so, I'm just like holding him and running, and because I'm so awesome, I yell back and I go, "Ayo, let's go!" That's it.
So you just summon the strength within your legs, and you kind of, as you kind of do a moment to like jump up, just you just feel your feet just kind of start crushing into like the chest of this droid, and you just hear.
Like, do you remember that part in Gendy's Clone Wars Season 2 when General Grievous first showed up? And when he unhooked from the ceiling, right before he took out all those Jedis?
Yeah.
Okay, Kim knows what I'm talking about. His claw went like, and then he fell. It's it's the reverse of that. I'm just in there.
And you just kind of like kick it back, and you can't see it, but you just hear this like metal scraping against metal as it goes like back into the elevator, and just crunch and just ding, and like the doors begin to close.
Sweet.
And you pick up CZ, and you just start sprinting your way, and you yell out, "Hey, let's go!"
Ayo, let's go.
Which is great. So CZ, you're in Herg's grasp, lovingly, I'm assuming. Are you? It's your turn. Are you okay with this, or
Very okay. Well done, Herb. I commend you on your action. Although, truth to be told, they were very stupid, Droid.
Just let me have this one, CC. It's cool, right?
I will not. They were very stupid, Droid. You may continue to run.
Okay, so at this point, you've seen Herg grab up CZ. You're running. Or they're running. You're on top of this droid.
I'm on top of this, yeah.
Left you? Kind of? I don't...
They called after me, though.
They did. At least...
They're not ditching me.
I did.
Yeah.
So what's going on?
I'm going to cut my losses with this one droid that's on the ground. Because the second droid, the one that you took care of, is that one's done. Done for.
He's in the elevator.
Yeah. It's on the elevator. So it's going down somewhere. So I'm just going to cut my losses and chase.
Okay. So you're going to try and break away. I'm just going to do this simple. I'm just going to do another kind of athletic skill check. So this will be using your brawn.
Okay.
And do you have any ranks in?
I've got 1 in athletics and 2 in brawn.
Perfect. So it'll be 1 green, 1 yellow.
1 green, 1 yellow. Okay.
I'm going to make this a 3 purple.
Okay, 3 purple. Yeah.
And did you want to use any of your dice on this?
I
think you have 4, 2, and 3.
We got lots to choose from. I'm going to use a boost.
Okay.
Just because I tried twice with this droid. No avail. I'm going to need. I'm going to need a boost on my side.
Take that extra.
If I'm going to take chase. So let me get rid of this. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. We've got triumph. We got a triumph.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, we've got a triumph, and then we've got 2 fail though, and 2 disadvantage. So we got these cancel each other out.
And the triumph is a success.
Okay, and does it get canceled out by?
It would get canceled out by a failure.
Okay. And then would the advantage, because the triumph is an advantage and a success?
The triumph is, so basically a triumph is a success.
Okay.
So if you have, let's say, what's right there, the total, counting it as a success, how many successes do you have, how many failures do you have?
Just the 1 success, 2 failures.
So it's a failure.
Okay.
How many, and you have advantage though?
I have 1 advantage, yes.
And you have triumph. So you
Triumph.
failed this
Okay.
with advantage and triumph. So you're trying to jump yourself off the droid, but you have advantage and triumph, which is some sort of heroic feat.
Okay. Okay. Does the security droid have arms?
He does.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have pushed myself off this droid and I've started to take chase. However, it catches me by the ankle and starts to drag me back towards it. However, now that I am going in his direction feet first, I'm going to use my body weight to use both of my legs to basically try to jam his whatever the head part of the droid loose somehow. So at the very least, he's lost sight, or it's lost sight of me. So
cool.
Yeah.
That's some cool MMA shit right there. Cool. Just yeah.
So you proceed to try and like jump up, and like as it's like jumping up, it actually like kind of grabs you, and you turn around and you smack it in the head, right?
Basically, it catches me, and I've fallen. Because
Oh, you've fallen
I've
on
taken
it.
chase.
Okay, so
however, both of my feet are in his direction, so I can just use my weight too.
Just to kind of kick it. All right, so you fall back down, so you haven't gotten away. You just kind of smash it, and you just you hear like this shattering of its visor and it starts to crack, and it has you still in its grasp, right? But in the moment of it going to grab you, you realize that it's let go of its blaster, and its blaster is right in reach. So you kind of
Thank you.
fall down and kick it, but then you just kind of, with one swoop, kind of grab the blaster and are kind of pointing it at it. So you have its blaster rifle. And I'm just going to do, if you want to grab this.
Oh, yes.
Did I come prepared?
Oh.
Blaster rifle. Okay.
Nice.
So that's yours
Okay.
for the time being. So, but it's going to get to the droid. So everyone else is kind of left, and it's just kind of you now with this droid. This droid's kind of a little bit messed up. It has no weapon anymore, and its visor's kind of gone kaput. So it's just going to try and start to climb and crawl at you, and all it has is its hand, so it's kind of just squeezing your leg that it has it. So it's going to try and do this. And okay. So your soak is what?
My soak is 5.
Okay. So as it's kind of trying to crawl up to you, you just kind of feel it trying to reach for some sort of loose element in your heavy clothing and your armor, but everything is just, you're feeling this grip tighten, but none of it's really kind of doing any damage to you. And as it's doing it, you just hear and it's starting to spark from its face of kind of where you kind of kicked it, and it's starting to just kind of, its motions are a little bit slower as it's kind of trying to do everything it can to kind of take you out, but it doesn't seem to really do anything.
Doesn't seem to do anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're circling back because everyone again tactically retreated, and they've left you here to handle it because they know that you can, and you now have a blaster.
I now have a blaster. Yes.
Yeah. So what do you want to do?
So basically, my priority is to get this droid arm off me.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go for the shoulder joint.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try to blast the shoulder joint off.
And I believe so. This is going to be blaster rifles. So this is going to be ranged heavy.
Okay. Ranged heavy. Okay. So I've got 1 in heavy range, and then my agility is 3.
Perfect. So it's going to be 2 green and 1 yellow because you have 1 rank in it. So and then you have 3. You can roll that.
Against how many purple?
I am going to tell you. We're gonna do 2.
Okay.
We're gonna do 2.
2 purple?
2 purple. I'm gonna use one of. No, I'm not. I'm gonna save that.
Okay.
Yep. Do you want to use any of your dice?
No, because I've got a blaster. I've got 3. Yeah, I'm gonna do this.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
all right.
no.
All right. So I failed, but I have an advantage.
Okay.
Okay. So I have taken aim at the shoulder joint, and I have made a dent in it, but I have not completely severed it off. That being said, because it's now starting to malfunction, it pulls me a little closer to the shoulder joint, close enough for me to try to just take the butt of the rifle and try to physically separate myself.
So you definitely missed it, right? So you kind of fired at it and kind of went over it, and it just kind of heated the metal of its joint, but it didn't really seem to do much. And it's just starting to pull you closer towards it, right? Because you didn't do anything, you didn't do any damage to it. So it's going to just start to try and just wail on you, right?
Okay.
So it's getting closer to your face, so you're kind of a little concerned that these robotic hands are just kind of making their way up to you. And it just kind of pauses for a moment, and you just kind of hear this. It's almost like it's processing, like it's stopped. It had a system failure for a second, and gets back into it. So it just kind of stops midway.
Okay.
And then it doesn't loosen its grip, and then it reactivates and just kind of doesn't really do anything. So you're still, it's still on you.
It's still on me, and it's still trying to break free. Okay.
I'm gonna pause this for a second.
Okay.
No. We're just gonna finish this off, and then we're just gonna go. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so the shoulder joint didn't work. I am gonna just aim for the face.
Cool.
Yep.
Perfect.
So again, same amount of dice?
Yeah,
Since
same dice.
I'm attempting to.
Yep.
Okay. Same amount.
You got this, IO.
Okay.
Much better.
Much better. So we've got. Oh, so 150. these cancel each other out. So 2 that cancel. So I've just gotten. I just have 1 advantage. Yes, I've got 1 advantage. So I did not fail. I succeed.
Okay. So, okay.
This thing's still on me.
It's still on you. So,
Yeah.
I guess what happens?
Okay, so it's how close am I to
them?
No, to yes, 1 to them.
Yeah.
So I might need some backup here.
Again, this is only like seconds per
Okay.
round, so they're like
Right.
not too far away.
Okay.
But it's at the point where like the footsteps are starting to sound a little bit distant.
Okay.
And you're like, they're not without.
Getting
If you
up and
shouted,
getting up.
Would they hear me?
yes.
Would they
Yeah.
hear me? Okay. Because I tried to aim for the shoulder joint, that didn't work. I tried to aim for the head, that didn't work.
Yeah.
The thing's still on me. My advantage is that it hasn't reached my throat yet, so I can still
Cool.
still yell. So I'm going to
Yeah.
call out to them
Okay.
because I've got a droid, so that's a lot of weight there, and then I've got 9-foot-tall Catman over there with dangerous mitts.
Okay.
So that's a good enough backup because at the very, very least, he could throw the droid at the thing.
So you
and
yell
take care of
out,
that.
right? And I'm sorry, you yell out what exactly to in that direction?
I'm gonna need some help here. Herg!
All right. I
Bring
throw.
CZ if you must.
I throw CZ in front of me.
Yeah.
So that he keeps
Kind
heading,
Running
moving
forward.
yeah.
running. I guess, or I don't know. Since I'm holding him here, I chuck him like this so that like now I don't know how.
I'm
to,
not too far ahead of
No,
them.
no.
Yeah.
Sure, I try to make it so that I throw him. You know when you do this thing and you throw a bottle to try to get it to land on its.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nope, that didn't work. You know what I'm talking about?
I
this
do.
thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, we get it. We understand.
We got it.
I try that, and I'm just like, nope. See, it didn't work.
'Kay.
All right. And then like just
Spirit of the note received.
Yes.
halt the brakes, and then turn around, and then try to head back just
Okay.
myself. So kind of
Okay.
do just a 180 there.
We're just gonna, you kind of put them up, and then like it's kind of like your feet are already moving in the air, and they kind of go down, and you just kind of start walking, and you go, and you
Real
turn
cute.
around, and you go
Yeah.
back.
Great.
So real quick, so with the droid on top of you, wow. Okay, so it's starting to kind of reach for you some more.
Okay.
And
Dang.
and you feel like it's claws like coming into you, but like again, it's just kind of probing because it's just these robot hands. They're not really designed. They're designed to shoot at you, not necessarily.
Right.
So it's just kind of
Not
going
to
back and
right.
forth, and like nothing's kind of getting through. But like you just kind of see that like in its eyes, it's starting to like really have trouble processing like kind of its standard protocols because it's been beat up and
been
kicked
shot
in the
at.
head and
Okay.
shot, and you just kind of hear just. And it's frozen now on top of you, like locked in your grip, and you can't really escape it.
Okay.
Right? But it's like kind of on top of you.
Okay.
So,
But it's
so
not doing anything.
You're not. It's not doing
Okay.
anything, right? So at this point, real quick. Okay. So you Herg runs in, right, and you kind of see this droid on top of your friend.
Oh, and I get
Yeah.
to say what I want to do. I want to.
It's just got me in its grip.
So it's
Not
like
good. Yeah. So I'm on the ground and it's just.
you're on top of it, and it's below you.
It's yeah.
Or
It's
vice
like
versa.
on top, yeah, and it's kind of rest.
Oh, okay, cool. So just like a good punt, just a punt it off, a kick, a punt. So if they're kind of wrestling, I'm kind of like no, and I'm gonna use my haunch and try to do one of those.
Okay.
To just line it up, punt, laces out. Phew.
Laces out. So, real quick, so you go to kick the droid, but as you're about to kick it, we're gonna roll for it. But all of a sudden, just something happens throughout the ship, and like the lights come back on
From the emergency
from
lights.
the emergency.
Right.
So it's
Right.
power's been restored
Okay.
Okay.
to the ship. So you just feel like this sudden sense of like kind of relief as somewhere, presumably, someone else is having success in sort of like whatever's going on, which you're not fully sure.
Probably Han Solo and Luke Skywalker.
So
Princess Leia.
again,
Right.
Fun in.
Yeah, they were totally chilling out on this ship, too.
And then we're going to team up with them, and then it's great.
So I'm going to stop that clock, and the clock's going to keep going, but it's going to stop. It's not going to go for another hour because we're not. So it's just kind of up in the air. So wherever this lands in this next phase, could be 30 seconds from now, it could be however we play, is going to be where that's at. So I'm resetting it, and then I'm going to start the clock.
There you go.
Okay, cool.
All
So
right.
you kick the droid, right? So go ahead and roll just a melee or a brawn at this point.
Okay,
a brawl.
easy. Brawl is 4, so I got this, and I got this. And how many purples?
It's 2.
Okay. Okay, so I got a couple of advantages there. That does nothing. I got a success and a failure. That does nothing. I got a failure with 3, with
2.
a failure with 2 advantages.
Okay.
Failure with 2 advantages.
So you proceed to just run at this thing and kick it, and the idea is to kick it far away. You end up just kind of kicking its head, so it's just the body is still there, right? And it kind of like flops over, and you kind of
I kick the head off?
You kick the head off.
Sweet.
You kick the head off.
Okay.
But in doing so, you've taken some damage.
Okay.
So you're actually going to wound yourself. I'm going to do it this way, just to kind of...
How tough is this droid?
This droid, well, now it's
Seriously?
Security droid.
done.
Now
right?
It's done.
So you proceed to kind of push this thing off of
Okay.
you. And you guys all kind of like meet up and get up, right? So you've rescued.
Thanks for running, guys. Thanks.
You're very welcome. It was quite pleasurable.
Yeah. Seem to have the situation under control.
Where is the captain? She never returned with those
Not
weapons.
that far away. It's not.
We were running?
Yes. I mean, I was dead set on my mission to run all the way to the ship and get weapons and thus give us an advantage in this situation. But, you guys handled it, so...
Here we go. And I've got a blaster now, so...
Yeah, and now it worked out. Right?
Yeah, it worked out fine.
Very nice.
So you guys all kind of like calm to each other, and
Yeah.
so at this point, despite the kind of running off,
Yeah.
you've kind of circled back now collectively in the group in this kind of hallway that's heading towards the hangar.
The hangar,
Right? So you've met up. The idea is to kind of go to the ship. Still the plan?
Yeah. Well, because even if we decide to stick around, we got to get our weapons. It's serious now. So, yeah, we're going to the ship.
Okay. So you are walking down this kind of hallway, and it's like elevated up because you're just kind of, the ship is large.
Right.
And you kind of get to the point where there's a huge kind of window that looks out into the hangar
Space.
bay, right?
Okay.
No, just the hangar bay,
Okay.
right?
Just the hangar
so,
space.
and you just see an arrangement of different ships, and you see yours, the Jimbo there.
Are there any, other of these droidy types around?
So, from what you can see,
Very
is there's definitely been some sort of conflict that's happened in the hangar bay. So it looks like there's been some sort of firefight. It looks like there's bodies and broken parts.
Dang.
But you can't quite tell what exactly happened from up here. But you can head towards the door that lets you get into the hangar
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
if you want to. But presumably, does anyone else want to do anything besides that?
The best plan of attack is the simplest plan of attack.
Perfect. So you walk towards this door, and you guys just open it, and there stands another giant, huge Gamorrean, who at this point is almost as tall as Herg,
What?
holding a. He's just there, right? And he looks at you, and he's just you're just ready to rumble, right? But all of a sudden, just his eyes kind of go really big for a second, and you just see this
Oh, snap!
slit that kind of just forms from across his neck.
They got thick necks, too.
And this Gamorrean blood kind of comes out, and this huge thing just kind of crumples to the ground with a smash.
Wait.
And there, standing on the other side,
No.
is a familiar face, drenched in both other alien blood, and it seems to be some sort of motor oil or some sort of robotic, is a man in a tropical shirt who looks at you. He's like, "Oh, wow, you guys did make it out. I'm Alexander Choi of the Imperial Security Bureau, and you're going to help me retake this ship." And with that, we're done with today's first episode. I'm going to stop it. It was really quick. Third counter. I don't know if we have light side, dark side for that. Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna. I know what happened for the light side. I know what happened for the dark. That's the first session. That's it. I'm gonna do some real. Yeah, actually, to you guys. Real quick. And then I just know that there were so many people who. First off, thank you to everyone who's watching.
Yay.
Thank you for everyone in the back who's helping. Granted, I think this system worked really cool for all the dice. There's still some kinks that we need to work out when it comes to kind of me seeing kind of where everything's at. So bear with us, but at the same point, this system's sick. It's so cool. So on that, you guys got a bunch of dice. So I'm going to take a quick moment and, excuse me, thank some people. We got, oh my goodness, quite a few, so many. And I just want everyone to bear with me. Is this Lucas? Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Does this go down? Is there like, do I need to open this up real quick?
His name is Lucas.
Yes.
And this is Star Wars.
Yes.
And then, is it, do I have pages that I go through? Oh, next. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is.
What was your
Wow,
guys'
there's
favorite
so
part?
many.
There were a lot.
There's so many. Oh my gosh. All right, so this is going to take a
I don't
minute.
know, our baseball move was pretty cool.
That baseball move was
baseball
amazing.
move was,
That was
pretty
great.
sick.
Okay.
That was pretty awesome.
Also,
That was pretty
Eric
awesome.
was saying we had some kinks, and thanks
Yeah.
for bearing with us in the chat room. You saw the force meter wasn't
Yeah.
working. We're currently working on that, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be fixed in like
Cool.
10 minutes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Because the estimate was about an hour, 15 minutes ago.
Cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, first episode, working out the kinks.
Yeah,
And we will have it good to go next week. And thank you so much for tipping and bearing with us
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
The dice counter worked the whole time.
Yep.
Yay.
Yeah.
So real quick, to do some shout outs. We had Deathmaster, Supalot, Embly, Tahuns, Uberbaldi, Nick Trinius did 50, so that was a proficiency. Or that was a challenge. That was for me, so that's awesome. Equal opportunity. Help me out with this one. Farrah X Decay.
Fairy X Decay.
Perfect. And sorry.
I'm seeing a lot of dark.
A lot of dark.
Yeah.
I
Wow,
know.
thanks, guys.
Yeah, they're trying to make
I
things
don't want
difficult for
to
us.
give away how many I have, but
A whole lot of dark.
Super fun.
Cope
Yeah.
the Joke, William TW, Supalot again, thank you. And another proficiency, oh my gosh, Ace V.
Wait, let's start reading some comments.
Yeah.
What was my comment right there? That's me.
Oh, AW
You
Cookie.
want to just read that out loud?
I would love to. I love Bird. So I got a setback and it made me feel good. Gray, here's a proficiency with a boost. Trogaf, dark setback. Daddy VDV.
Davey DV.
Davey DV. Let's go light side, clap, 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 clap. Kellandros, Sage Topian ability, working class hero 83. If once you start down the dark side forever, dot dot dot.
Hit the settings button. It might.
Oh, cool. Forever will it dominate your destiny, which is perfect. And that was a oh wow,
Yeah.
that was a
Yeah.
big one.
Sounds like there's a lot of dark side
Dark side.
goodness going on.
Surprise.
Yeah.
By any of that.
Shout out to Gray. That's at $80.
Holy
donation.
crap!
Wow.
Here's a
Wow.
proficiency and a few boosts, so that was for you guys.
Yay.
Hashtag light side. Yeah, I think that was all of it.
Yeah.
Perfect. If not, if I missed you, I'm sorry. But at the same point, thank you everyone for
Go one previous. Make sure we didn't miss any.
yeah.
That was awesome. Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like we got
Cool.
one.
So that was the
Cool.
first one. I appreciate one. I cannot stress how much fun I have with all of you guys here. This is definitely not the way I thought the first session was going to go.
You are welcome.
But at the same point,
You're,
thank you very much.
Yeah, you're
You
welcome.
can never figure things out because you never know what players are going to do. And it was pretty good. So once again, you guys want to go around the room one more time, who you are, your character, where people can find you,
Yeah.
and we'll just kind of roll it out with that.
All right.
Kim, you want to start first?
All right, I am Kim Cannon. I played Io Corvica. You can find me at just at Kim Cannon, KYMCANON.
I'm Darren DePaul. I'm Reinhardt from Overwatch. You'll find me.
Hector Navarro, you guys can follow me at Hector is Funny, and I played Herg, aka Catman.
I'm Emma Fife. I play Kylara Faye, the very smooth-talking
Yeah.
smuggler, apparently.
Apparently.
I can be found all over the internet wherever Emma Fifes are sold at my name, just Emma Fife.
Well said.
Brilliant.
yeah.
And with that, I think I had a blast. I
Yeah,
don't know if it,
that was
I hope
that
you
was
guys
great.
did.
Great job, Bert.
Awesome.
Great job, Bert.
Great show. That was a lot of fun. We'll be back tomorrow, starting at 5:30 p.m. for Krillin' It Super with guests Dan Casey,
Woo!
Wadiwe, and Danny Fernandez are going to be talking Dragon Ball Super.
Nice.
Dragon Ball Super after show. So watch Dragon Ball Super on Toonami or watch it on Funimation, and then tune in to twitch.tv/hyperrpg and check out our show. Dan Casey's an awesome dude. He's got awesome opinions.
Yeah.
So let's hear what he has to say. And then right after that, we have Chunky Salsa. Hector's roommate, Mr. Kelly Knobloch, is going to be making some queso, some Texas.
Ooh, nice.
And then we're going to play maybe Mousetrap. I don't
Oh.
know. The chat room thought Mousetrap paired pretty well with queso. So
Nice.
All right.
tune in tomorrow.
I don't see the
anyway,
connection, but all right.
5:30
Cool. Well, from all of us here to all of you there, may the force be with you, and we'll see you next week.